High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
The Suffolk 3 semifinals here in Dix Hills. It's a Saturday afternoon showdown featuring the Westhampton Hurricanes and the Hills West Colts. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside James Curcio, I'm John Perez. And Jimmy, this is a matchup that these two teams have been really waiting on this year. Hills West, what a year for them. They come in after only winning 3 games a year ago. Meanwhile, for Westhampton, 4-4 a year ago, losing to Sayville in the Suffolk 3 final. Both of these teams feel that they have the team that can knock off Sayville, and this is a team that in Westhampton that is looking to get revenge against one of their losses against Hills West. And let's see how we got to this point earlier this year. And here is the bracket for the Suffolk 3 postseason schedule. Sayville running roughshod through Hauppauge and Harborfields to clinch a spot at Stony Brook next weekend. Meanwhile, Hills West knocking off Islip and Westhampton knocking off Deer Park, and this is a pretty even matchup. I know the last time that these two teams met, it was 45-33, but having said that, though, it's a brand new season in the postseason, and both of these teams are poised to make a return back to the county final.
Yeah, if the Hurricanes want an opportunity to really hang around this game, they got to come out early. It's always tough, and I've said it before, no matter what sport it is, when you're traveling 30, 45 minutes and you're young kids, to get up right off the start, as opposed to when you're at your home field and the whistle blows and you're coming right out of your home locker room. So I'm curious to see if the Hurricanes can come out, meet the energy early on, and put up a great fight here.
And the last time that these two met, October 14th, it was a shootout. Joe Filardi, 6 touchdown passes. Jalen Jocks, 217 all-purpose yards. Jocks has been putting up video game-like numbers this year. And Toronto Heyman, you see the 14 tackles and a sack. But Westhampton, they're going to rely on Nolan Michalowski, the key player today. 81 attempts this year, 463 yards, 10 TDs. He's very special out of the backfield.
Yep, dynamic back. He can catch it, he can run it, and they're going to get him as many opportunities with the ball as he can to try and exploit the defense.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we talked about Jocks, what he's been able to do in his senior campaign. Just look at what he's doing on the ground. There you see 84 yards, 644 rushing attempts, and 7 TDs. You saw that huge game against Westhampton. He's poised to have another big game. And Hills West will rely on him and a bevy of offensive weapons for the Colts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Hills West go to him early on here. Obviously, they have a young quarterback, but they do have a very balanced offense. So I have a feeling that we'll see him quick early on.
It should be a good one. The Hurricanes and the Colts. Who is taking on Sayville in the Suffolk County Final next week? It's coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Back here at Hills West High School, they are getting ready for the national anthem, and we are getting ready for kickoff when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Great ceremony on hand here at Hills West High School, a bagpipe honoring all the veterans before today's matchup in Suffolk 3. And you're watching the semifinal coverage of the Suffolk 3 finals. And
it's great to have the combination, Veterans Day and football. They just go head and head. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
And with that, national anthem coming up, so we'll step aside once again.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Something else. Tell me what you got. Great job. Let's hear it for Hills West's own Rebecca Felber. Oh, nice.
Fantastic open here at Hills West. National anthem sung by Rebecca Felberg. And let's look at the standings this year, Jimmy. And, you know, it really came down to that one seed over at Hills West right here. Sayville knocking off Hills West 41-7 just a couple of weeks ago to lock up the number one seed. But you look at the top four seeds, and you know only the top three are remaining in Sayville, Hills West, and Westhampton. But having said that, though, a lot of parity and two teams that feel that they can knock off Sayville after they win today.
100%. Hills West is a team that obviously has depth. Westhampton has gained a lot of momentum. I know in that first round, that semifinals, they were playing from behind versus Deer Park. Actually ended up coming back in the second half and winning that game. So it's a matter. Playoff football is all about getting hot and being able to get some momentum and making a few big plays, and you can end up somewhere where you didn't even know your team could take you. So I'm excited to see what's happening today.
Now, obviously, you're coming over from Deer Park. The loss last week to Westhampton, that set them up for this matchup here. And if you're Westhampton, what are some of the keys that you're looking for today in pulling off the upset?
I think the biggest thing is to stay in the game. Don't let the moment be too big for you. You just want to be in it when the fourth quarter comes and be able to make a few big plays. And really that's what it comes down to in playoff football. The team that wins is going to be the team that makes the less mistakes. It's not always just trying to make the big play. Sometimes it's just less mistakes.
Meanwhile, Hills West, a team that has a dynamic offense and a good thrower, and only a sophomore, Joe Filardi, the son of head coach Gerald Filardi, and one of three Filardi sons from Filardi. And what Hills West has been able to do dynamically on offense, too, I'd have to imagine that some of their keys today would probably be changing up the tempo and taking your shots when they're available.
Yeah, I think so. I think, like I said, I think they're going to go to the run early, and obviously Filardi can do a little bit of everything. He can scramble outside the pocket and throw the ball. He can throw it from in the pocket. He'll tuck it and run. So they're just a very balanced offense, but I like them to go early with the run and then look for those opportunities, like you said.
There's the head coach, Gerald Filardi, in his fourth season. 3 wins a year ago and didn't qualify for the playoffs each of the last 2 years before losing to Kings Park in the quarterfinal in 2019. Looking to get back to the county final for the first time since 2018 as Westhampton won the toss, and they will receive to start off this contest. It was a 45-33 win for Hills West over Westhampton.
And I think the last time Hills West was in that county finals, I think they might have played Plain Edge, which could end up being a matchup that we see again this year. Obviously, so New York football has been great this year on the professional level, the college level, and so many high school teams, public schools ranked within the top 10, top 15 in the whole state. So it's great to see.
It was a 34-6 win for Hills West at Stony Brook, winning that title on the LIC Group 3. Hills West wearing their home red jerseys with the gold trimming, and Westhampton, the patented white and green numerals over on the other side as Hills West, every game but the loss to Sayville and even the 21-0 win against Islip have scored more than 35 points. It's a very dynamic offense, but they'll start off on the defensive end. And for Westhampton, the last time that we saw them on varsity media was that 35-6 loss against Sayville, and that was a game where Sayville just controlled the tempo. Kyle Messina, proving to be one of the best players on Long Island, showed out in that contest, but it was really Westhampton's offense that could not get comfortable, and that's something that they're looking to change here today.
Yeah, they have to come out early, and I think it's a great opportunity for them to get the ball first and maybe get on the board first. You go down the field, have a great drive. Even if you can come away with 3, come away with 7, you need some points, and you put a little bit of pressure right away on Hills West. And with a young quarterback, maybe you make him force one and get another opportunity like that. So I guess we'll see what the coach's plan is and how he goes with the team.
Benjamin Stummer, one of the top kickers on the island, set to boot it away, as Westhampton has Michalowski and Kevin Smith back to receive. And we are ready to go here at Hills West. Crowd on their feet, they're ready to go, and Stummer with the low kick, fielded by Michalowski at the 10-yard line. Busting ahead, has a little bit of a seam, and then is taken down from behind by Toronto Heyman. And Heyman gets the tackle, and let's meet the offense for Westhampton. A Westhampton team that coming off a 37-20 victory against Deer Park in the first round. And we'll get the starting lineups for you right afterwards. led by their quarterback, Will Gambino, the junior, who has been fantastic this year. 945 yards in the air, wearing number 9 in white. And a low snap to start off the contest, and Michalowski pounces on it. Tough start for this Westhampton offense.
That's exactly what I was saying. Exactly what I was saying.
So Gambino, the signal caller, Michalowski in the backfield, Kevin Smith, TJ Hill, and Michael LaRusso, the wide receivers. The tight end is Jordan Brown, Gabriel Blows, Ryan O'Connor, Noah Hebard, along with Aiden McDermott and Andrew Mensch round out the front 5 for Westhampton. Facing 2nd and 24, Gambino rolls out, fires to the flat, and he's got his first completion. It's Kevin Smith. Shakes past his defender, Mitch Diamond.
Good move, get some yardage back. But that first play is what I'm talking about. Come out, you got to settle in. You don't want to make those mistakes, and fortunately they were able to get back on the ball. Big third down here.
Pickup of 8, and here's the defense for Hills West. Eli Cangolo, Adil Asmani, Gio Reyes, Thomas Nazarick, Rayon Asfal, Vasconcelos. And the rest of this tough secondary as it's 3rd and 17 and a flag. And our first penalty will push back Westhampton on the false start.
Third down and 22.
If you're Westhampton here on 3rd and 22, I mean, you really just want to take a play, get some positive yardage, and be able to punt it away. To go for a first down here and possibly turn the ball over would be a really tough way to start the first quarter.
Yeah, and don't want to punt it out of your own end zone either. Gambino on 3rd down. The give to Michalowski. Has a hole, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and is still going. Might have gotten it pushed out of bounds at the first down marker.
It's going to be close.
It'll be a first down for the Hurricanes.
And they give him the first down, move those chains.
That's a great play. That's a great play. Great call by the coach there.
Noah Michalowski, 463 yards on the ground in the season. Got hurt against Islip, missed a few games, but came back for the Sayville loss. As Michalowski picks up 3 on first down.
If you're Westhampton here, just go to Michalowski and get some momentum, get down the field a little bit, and until they can stop that run, I keep going to him.
Michalowski, a two-sport junior, is a wrestler as well. Fought hard on 3rd down to get the big gain and move the chains, and now it's 2nd and 6 from the 40. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They go back to the well. Michalowski, he's got another first down into Colts territory.
Good run there. Two-sport guy, Michalowski. You know what you're going to get with him. You're going to get grit. You're going to get toughness from the start of the game to the end of the game. And that could be said for a lot of the athletes out here today. You got a lot of multi-sport athletes, which is obviously great for all the schools and great for them individually.
And good to see that his shoulder is healthy now, and that's what put him on the injured list and missing a few games and all ready to go for the playoffs. On play action, on first down, Gambino rolling out, and he overshoots his target. That's the tight end, Jordan Brown. And 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Looked like he had Brown early there. Maybe if he just got rid of it a little bit quicker, he might have had him. But overthrows Brown, who's a pretty big target.
Yeah, Brown 6'1", 205, a pretty physical player and a good blocker as well, but it's his hands that really made him an integral part to this offense for Westhampton this year as he lines up in the slot. Gambino checks the sideline. 2nd down from the 48. Lofts it.
Oh, wow.
And it's caught. Kevin Smith. And brought down by Filardi. The pickup of 28. Gambino to Smith. And first down in the red zone for the Hurricanes.
Gambino got me with that one, too, because it looked like all the coverage came underneath, and that was pretty much the only throw he had, and he made it right over the defender's head. That's a great throw.
Now, a lot of the design plays for Westhampton have been the rollout for Gambino, and that just gives him extra time in the pocket to make passes like that.
Yep. Oh, here you go.
Here's Smith. After that pickup of 30, Smith chugging and pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, you could see Westhampton using that speed and really trying to get sideline to sideline, whether it's the jet option like that or you have him rolling out and throwing to the sideline. So they're making Hills go east and west, and they're doing a good job with it.
Zachary Valcancellos with the tackle, but personal foul call and a hold against Westhampton will push him back. And it'll be first and 22 from the 30-yard line. Gambino, another design rollout on the run, firing far side, and a flag after the play. Michael LaRusso gets pushed down by Anthony Rayo.
Little PI, I think might be the call there. Defensive pass interference. Let's see.
Well, and how about Westhampton, too? The start of this drive, you get the bad snap, you have a penalty, pushing you back. 3rd and 22, Michalowski. A big gain of 23 to move the chains, and the hookup from Gambino to Smith, and this is going to help the Hurricanes.
Yeah, this has been a really nice drive for them, and you've come down this far now. You're pretty much inside the red zone. You really want to be able to pound it in and get 7 on the board.
1st and 10 from the 15. Michalowski in the backfield, gets the handoff, and the ball comes out, but they'll say that he was down. And a fortunate break for the Hurricanes. Ray Afzal with the takedown. Well, points are so important, Jimmy, for both of these teams, and Westhampton not afraid to kick it, but you have to imagine they're thinking end zone for this drive.
Yeah, you want to finish it. They started it nice, and they have an opportunity here.
Brody Schaefer gets the first down. And Schaefer, the backup running back, has done a fantastic job this year. For the Hurricanes, Schaefer, only a sophomore, called up because of the injury to Michalowski, making an impact in his first run of the game.
And you bring both those guys back next year to have a sophomore-junior combination that are both dynamic. That's great for this team.
A lot of youth in this game, and they're not punting on this season, but they're going to be integral parts to next year.
100%.
1st and goal, Schaefer up the gut. Picks up a couple.
Yeah, you're inside the 5 now. If you're coaching over at Westhampton, you got to be thinking 4 downs, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and make them stop you. Westhampton's offensive line has proven that they're quick off the ball and they can push guys too. So
Michalowski in the Wildcat. Gets the snap, keeps it himself.
Like
Still on his feet to the end zone.
Michalowski on the run.
Short.
Down to the 1. Yeah, that's a great play call. Wildcat. We haven't seen Michalowski in a few plays, so almost caught the defense off guard there.
That was Adila Asmani and Thomas Nazaruk making initial contact and waiting for the slew of tacklers to come over. 3rd and goal from a yard out. Gambino up to the line.
Sneak.
Pushing forward. Gambino.
He got the push from behind.
He's got it.
There you go.
And Westhampton strikes first. Will Gambino.
Great play call. He came out in the shotgun, showed like he was going to be off ball, and then comes under center, gives the center a little bit of tap, and lets him know it's time to go. Good push by everybody there. Look at the offensive line push.
So Will Gambino gets the TD, and Brody Schaefer for the PAT. Low snap, good hold. Kick is end over end, and Schaefer drills it. 7-0 Westhampton leading Hills West in the Suffolk 3 county final. We'll step aside You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network presented by Orland and Cohen.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Back here at Hills West, download the Varsity Media Pass for top 10 plays, highlights, podcast interviews, season preview and postseason preview shows, and much more. Available on iOS and Android. Download it today at thevarsitymediapass.com. Hills West trailing 7-0 after the 1-yard TD run by Will Gambino, and Gerald Filardi's team will go out on offense. And for Filardi, I'd have to imagine the message to his team is, all right, they scored, now it's our opportunity, wipe it clean, and it's a fresh slate.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Westhampton came out, and they did what we expected them to do, maybe be a little bit nervous off the jump, and they pulled it all together, and they finished a huge drive when you look at time of possession and just putting points on the board. And now they throw the pressure on Hills West, where they have to come out and put up points, because in the playoffs, you don't want to fall behind. Every team is very good, and it's not easy to score, so.
Westhampton taking their time for this kickoff, and the officials are talking it over. Not sure what the delay is.
I think they're enjoying the music.
Feels like it. And now we're all set in Schaefer to boot it away. Jalen Jocks, Jesse Brooks, and Anthony Rayo back to receive for the Colts.
And these special teams plays are so big, too, because it could be one big play on special team, the block kick, a return for a touchdown that changes the whole game.
And that is boomed out of the end zone for a touchback. And we'll see our first look at Joe Filardi, the super sophomore, for throwing more than 1,700 yards this year. He's been exceptional, 30 TDs and 6 touchdown passes against Westhampton in the 45-33 win. And here is the rest of his offense. Well, we'll meet the rest of his offense afterwards, as Filardi set to go. And the first handoff of the game to Zachary Vasconcelos. And here is the rest of the offense. Filardi, Jalen Jocks, Jesse Brooks, Anthony Rayo, Luke Pipia, Zachary Vasconcelos, Thomas Nazarick, Giovanni Reyes, Adele Asmani, Matthew Louie, and Elijah Cangolo.
Obviously, when you look at that offense, you can just tell, you know, you got the seniors and juniors up front because they've been able to protect him and get push on that line. So shout out to all those hogs up front.
Jocks goes in motion. Filardi flushed out of the pocket. Now fires. Brooks, fellow sophomore, makes the catch and is brought down.
Hills West is young at that skill position as far as quarterback and wide receiver, but those offensive linemen, you expect them to come out and perform today.
Here's the starting defense for the Hurricanes. Sal Francopine, along with Noah Hebert, Andrew Mesh, Jordan Brown, TJ Hill, Luke Kilroy, Aidan McDermott, Michael LaRusso, Gianni Amadeo, Riley Miller, and Kevin Smith. As that was Amadeo and Smith making the tackle. 3rd and 4 from the 26. Filardi rolls out again, tucks it himself, has a first down. As Filardi's wrestled down at the 35-yard line, a gain of 9.
That's big. That's big, getting that first down.
Aidan McDermott with the takedown, and That's something, too, that Filardi, yes, he'll beat you with his arm, but his legs, nothing to shake at either.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Obviously, his brothers are great athletes, too. There's one Filardi playing lacrosse at Penn State, so I'm sure his athletic ability goes all the way back to the backyard and doing a little bit of everything.
534 yards on the ground in the regular season as Filardi tucks and runs.
Joseph Filardi on
And
the
he'll pick
run.
up a yard. Maybe a little more with forward progress.
I think from the Westhampton point of view, they just want to be able to contain Filardi and get a little bit push, kind of get the offensive lineman right onto the front of his feet and see if he can step into some throws and make them. He's shown that he can have success on broken plays and scrambling outside the pocket, and that's actually when he gets a lot of big plays. So
3 receivers near side. Filardi rolling. Fires, it's Brooks. He's got another catch and pushed out of bounds just shy of midfield. But how about this? Sophomore to sophomore in Jesse Brooks with catch number 2 on the day. Moves the chains for the Colts.
yeah, these young guys aren't scared to go out there and play ball with the older kids, and they show you that on that play too. But again, outside the pocket, and he's able to make a great throw on the move.
Pushed out of bounds by LaRusso. First down from the Colts 48. Filardi to the flat. Brooks broke it up.
Good
Kevin Smith.
Great play by Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, it'll be 2nd and 10 for Hills West.
Yeah, Westhampton, and if you look at those games in the past and you've seen them play, is they may not have the biggest defense, but they're fast and they're physical. They'll go sideline to sideline, and Kilroy's a monster there in the middle.
Yeah, Luke Kilroy really didn't play a lot last year and didn't have a lot of experience coming into this year, but was thrown into different packages and has really earned that starting spot for the Hurricanes. Jocks in the backfield with Filardi, 2nd and 10. Filardi up the middle and brought down again.
Filardi on the run.
Aiden McDermott
Aiden McDermott, number 50.
after the pickup of 2.
It'll be pickup of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
We've seen a few QB draws early on, obviously designed, but I'm waiting to see them get Jalen a little bit more involved on this first drive.
Yeah, really haven't seen Jocks with a couple of touches. Right midfield now, 3rd and 8. And Jocks goes to the slot.
I think he might have an opportunity here with Jocks.
Filardi looking far side. Fires a laser, and that's Anthony Arroyo. He's got the first down, still on his feet, 20, 10, and brought out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Great play.
Anthony Rayo, another super sophomore with a big pickup.
Yeah, so they send Jocks to the right, get the whole team looking that way, and then they go back to the left with Rayo, and Rayo's just able to get those yards after the catch. Touchdown saving tackle by Amadeo, too, for Westhampton.
40-yard gain for Anthony Rayo. 1st and goal for the Colts. 10 yards out. Vacancelos nowhere to go. And a loss of 4.
Tackled by number 77, Noah Eckert.
Hills is in a completely different situation, though, you know, when you think about being in the red zone than Westhampton was. Westhampton was inside the 5 and had 4 downs. They're starting all the way outside the 10, and their first play is negative yards, so it's going to be tough for them to get in.
Jocks in the backfield with Filardi, who rolls out, keeps it himself, and is tripped up. Michalowski with the bring down.
Michalowski on the tackle. Joseph Filardi on the run. Pickup of 4.
And let's take another look at this design rollout.
Good outside pursuit by Westhampton, and he's doing a lot outside the pocket. He's looking for guys. I know that's a tough throw to make. I know that Jalen Jocks wants that over the middle of the field, but that's a tough throw for him to make all the way across the middle.
3rd and goal from the 8. Hills West looking for the equalizer. Pipia, the man in motion. Filardi flushed out of the pocket, fires over the middle. Touchdown!
Wow.
Jesse Brooks once again and Hills West cashes in.
Great throw. I mean, it might be a little bit crazy to compare him, but when you look at him go outside the pocket and scramble, he almost has that Pat Mahomes kind of gameplay because his head is always up. Even when he's running at the last second, I mean, he's about to break the line of scrimmage, and he just slings one in there. Great grab.
12th touchdown connection this year for Lardy to Brooks. As Stummer drills the PAT, and we're all tied up. 1:17 to go in the first quarter. It's the Hurricanes 7, the Colts 7 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out into talking. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Back here at Hills West in the Suffolk 3 semifinals presented by Orland and Cohen. It's the Hills West Colts with the TD from Filardi to Jesse Brooks. Brooks making 3 catches on that offensive drive. And, well, if you love the offense here, you're going to love the offense tonight. Catholic League semifinals just down the road. The best rivalry on Long Island in the Catholic League. Chaminade and St. Anthony's coming up at 7 o'clock. Dylan Butler, Pat Godfrey, and yours truly taking you from kickoff at Cy Donnelly Field.
Stumer sets the kick for the Colts.
Ben Stumer had the PAT and set to boot it away. The final 77 seconds as Michalowski camps under it and makes the catch at the 20-yard line. With momentum, goes into third gear and is wrestled down.
Another special teams tackle for
Toronto Heyman again.
Great tackle by Heyman in the open field. Obviously, Michalowski, a dynamic athlete, and it looked like he had the right side there for a second.
And Heyman, a guy that missed the game last week, went to go visit his grandmother who is not doing too well, and we wish the best to the Heyman family. But either way, Hills West happy that he's back in the lineup.
Yeah, these playoff games, you need everybody. You know, you need everybody to contribute. Special teams, offense, defense. You need the sideline. That's what it takes to get to these finals.
Will Gambino and the rest of the offense back out on the field, setting up shop at the 32. And Gambino airs it out, far side to Smith. Incomplete. And Smith couldn't haul it in.
I was waiting to see who was going to take the first shot of the day, and it looks like Westhampton takes one there. Not a bad throw. It looks like just a little bit off, but would have been a big play if it connected.
Yeah, let's take another look. Gambino had some time, stepped into the throw, but not a lot of real estate on the far side.
Yeah, he had him. He tried to hit him with a back shoulder. If he would have let him, you know, maybe he's got a different opportunity. But all in all, you don't turn it over. You take a little bit of a shot, open up the defense. So, look who it is.
And Michalowski brought down.
Heyman.
And Heyman, big tackles in 2 of the last 3 plays.
Heyman's got a little extra juice today. That's what it looks like so far.
Heyman, a senior, big part of this defense. 3rd and long upcoming. Could be one of the final plays of the first quarter. Gambino with the hard count and an offside.
Got him.
And it looked like Heyman went into the neutral zone.
penalty against Hills West. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
So this will set up 3rd and 8 with half a minute to go.
Big play here for both teams.
Three receivers near side. That's Brown, Michalowski, and TJ Hill. Gambino the hard count again. Fires over the middle. He's got Smith for a first down.
First down throw from Gambino.
And brought down at the 49. Gain of 15.
Got down to the 49-yard line.
And that should do it
For the Hurricanes.
for the first quarter. Let's take another look.
Hills West brought a little bit of pressure and opened up over the middle for Smith. Nice catch, nice throw.
12 minutes in the books. Westhampton and Hills West knotted up at 7 in the Suffolk 3 semifinals, presented by Orland and Cohen on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Second quarter here at Hills West. Will Gambino and the offense is rolling, and one of his weapons, Jordan Brown, two-way player, 6'1 junior. And let's get to know Mr. Brown. Favorite meal, spaghetti and meatballs. Game day ritual, listen to music, focus, and hydrate. Hydrating is very important. And, of course, favorite celebrity, Steph Curry. Not a bad list.
No, not a bad list. Not surprised to see Steph Curry on there. Obviously, an explosive athlete, and that's what Jordan Brown is. So.
Michalowski on first down.
Michalowski on the run. Nazareth with the stop at the line of scrimmage.
See if forward progress gives him a yard, but either way. Westhampton and Hills West tied at 7. Alongside Jimmy Curcio, I'm John Perez. Westhampton struck first on a 1-yard TD run by Will Gambino, and then back down the other way on the ensuing possession. It was Filardi to Jesse Brooks from 8 yards out. And here's Michalowski driving ahead and gets back to the line of scrimmage just barely. Initial contact by Vacancelos. But Michalowski redeeming himself and getting back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to get Michalowski involved more. Great penetration by the defense and good contact in the backfield. And then you see the rest of the red jerseys rally to the football.
Third down upcoming.
Last third down, Hills West came with a little bit of pressure. Let's see if they dial it up again.
There is the pressure. Gambino dumps to Michalowski. And once again, Michalowski on third down coming up huge. He had that 23-yard run in the first half to give another first down to Westhampton, and he's done it again in the second.
Yeah, Michalowski just has that sprint out, is able to make a good grab and turn it up and get the first down. And Hills West got some penetration there too, right up the middle, but when you're running those sprint out plays and roll out plays, the penetration up the middle doesn't really affect you.
He is so tough to tackle in the open field. First and 10 from the 40. Back to the well, Michalowski.
Michalowski on the run, tackled by Nazareth.
And a gain of 4.
Helped out by Reyes. Also number 55, Connor McLeod.
Westhampton's made it pretty well known by now that no matter what happens today, Michalowski's going to be touching that football.
Michalowski averaging 5 yards a carry in the regular season. And we'll go to the bench as Brody Schaefer comes on. And he's been efficient too. He was used in the red zone in the first quarter, and Westhampton not really losing a lot when they go between Michalowski and Schaefer.
Yeah, two different backs as far as size, but what they can both do is very similar.
Michael LaRusso matched up near side with Anthony Rayo, and the handoff to Schaefer with momentum, pushing forward, and he's got a first down. Gain of 5, which is just good enough to move the chains again for the Hurricanes. let's take another look. This offensive line is doing its job today.
Yeah, they're sealing guys off in the middle, and they're able to get the edge. And obviously, like we said before, both these running backs can make big plays happen and find those holes. So great job by the O-line.
From the 28, Gambino and a flag. A false start upcoming.
Penalty against Westhampton Beach.
Well, and we'll see that a lot too, right? We've seen Westhampton try to hurry up the offense, and because of that, the line is not in sync, and somebody jumps early, and that seemed to be the case in that last play.
Yeah, it works both ways. So if you go with a pace and you get up to the offensive line, sometimes it gets your own offensive lineman and not the defense. It almost works against you.
First and 15. Gambino rolling out, throws off his back foot. He's got a man.
Good comeback.
And that's Heath Sumate.
That's what you teach wide receivers coming back to the ball. And the play looked like it got broken a little bit, and he just kept working back to his quarterback.
Some weight, only a junior, and you see the depth on full display in the first half for Westhampton.
I really like what Westhampton's done on offense so far today.
2nd and 1. Schaefer's got another first down inside the 10.
Run by Schaefer.
And this running game continues to click on all cylinders for the Hurricanes.
Now let's see if the Hurricanes try and go again quick on the ball.
From the 6-yard line for Westhampton Beach.
Good block on the edge right there.
Westhampton moving quickly. Schaefer once more on first down, skips into the end zone for the TD. A flag afterwards, but Brody Schaefer from 6 yards out. And Westhampton takes the lead.
Flag's going to be on the defense. But great job. Westhampton's offensive line is just showing you how physical they can be, and they're getting their blocks on the D-line and then getting to that second level. And Schaefer and Michalowski are doing an awesome job being able to find the holes.
So offsetting personal foul penalties. As Schaefer gets ready for the PAT. Well, you could imagine emotions running high. It's county semifinals, and Westhampton, they remember the loss to Hills West back at their place and have come out swinging in the first half.
Yeah, they've been very organized on offense with what they want to do, and I think they've stuck to it. And that's been helping them become successful on both these first drives.
And Schaefer, 2 for 2. Or check that, off to the right.
That's what I would, it makes you think. Schaefer gets the ball, runs it into the end zone, and then he's got to come do the kick. Does that impact his kick? Is that the reason he missed it? Was the hold bad? But it's just something to think about. In a game like this, these special teams are going to make the difference. 1 point, a kickoff, a kick return, it always does.
13-7 the lead for Westhampton. Hills West looking for the response when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Tell you something. If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give for today? Forget everything else. Forget everything else. Forget that there was any sunlight left. What would you spend today thinking about? Yourself or the man that's beside you? Or the man that you know you'll give everything.
Back here at Hills West, 8:40 to go in the second quarter, with Westhampton leading Hills West 13-7 alongside Jimmy Curcio. I'm John Perez, and Brody Schaefer scoring from 6 yards out and then missing the extra point. But either way, a 13-7 lead for Westhampton, who came in, has established a tempo, especially establishing the run between Michalowski and now Brody Schaefer. Westhampton clicking on all cylinders through the first quarter and change.
Yeah, they've been able to get pushed with the offensive line and make their plays on the outside and letting their running backs, do the job.
And into the end zone. And Filardi and the rest of the offense coming back out at their own 20. Well, last time Hills West was on the field, it was Filardi to Brooks from 8 yards out.
And Filardi hit almost every receiver on that whole drive as they went down the field. He had Brooks, he had Rayo. I think the only one that we didn't see was Jocks.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jalen Jocks, but Anthony Rayo with a big 40-yard pickup to get Hills West into the red zone. And Filardi and the offense back out on the field. Jocks in the backfield. Filardi pressured by Brown, skips around him, has a first down, and dives forward at the 40-yard line. A 20-yard pickup for Filardi.
Filardi faced some pressure there. He almost wanted to get rid of it quick, but the defender was right in his face. And he's able to just use his legs and get a positive gain. Nice gain there, too.
Filardi with a couple of tailbacks in the backfield. First and 10 from the 40. Back in Celos on first down, driven back.
Run by Zachary Vasconcelos.
Aiden McDermott, Brody Schaefer in on the tackle.
McDermott on the tackle. Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12.
You know, watching this game so far, being almost halfway through, you can see that Westhampton is dominating the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball right now.
Well, and Brown's been a tough player to keep in check. The DN wearing number 25 in white, Filardi. Fires, far side, Brooks again. And Brooks brought down after the 3-yard pickup.
It's a great throw by Filardi, but he's got Westhampton defenders all in his face. I mean, in the backfield, there had to be 3 Westhampton guys there.
Michael LaRusso with the takedown, and LaRusso, a senior, lauded by his head coach, saying that not only been doing a fantastic job this year, but his last 2 games, he's really picked it up on the defensive end, is bought in. And you could see why, not letting Brooks get past him. On third down, Filardi the rollout. Charges up ahead, past midfield, has a first down.
First down run by
Filardi calling his own number and gets the pickup of 10.
Yeah, you can tell even at a young age he's got a good understanding of the game because it's a design pass play, but he sees the gap right away and he knows that he has Jocks in front of him as a lead blocker, and he just wants to extend the drive and gets to the first down marker.
You'd have to wonder if this game's going to come down to third down execution defensively for both of these teams. Nobody has been able to stop one another on third down.
Yeah, there's been stops throughout the drives, but not that final stop to make somebody punt or force a field goal.
So Filardi, once again, driving up ahead, and a big pickup. Should give him 7 to set up 2nd and 3. And there's Filardi once again looking, and, you know, it's a testament to the secondary for Westhampton, right?
That was tight coverage there. There really wasn't anybody open, so he did what he could and tucked it in and run.
On second down, Filardi looking deep, and he's brought down. T.J. Hill with the sack.
That's a huge play for Westhampton. Great rush, too.
Hill almost untouched, getting into the backfield and driving back Filardi.
Yeah, Hill timed that up, and right off the snap, he was able to get in there. But that's what I'm saying. They have to do a better job protecting for him so he can make those big throws.
Hill has some football genes. His father and uncle both playing collegiately. Filardi on third down, pointing deep. Now dunks it over. Here's Jalen Jocks. He's got a first down and some momentum.
to the
Still
house.
on his feet and skips to the end zone.
Hello, Mr. Jocks.
It was only a matter of time before Jocks put his fingerprints on this game. And from 45 yards out, Jalen Jocks with the equalizer.
Yeah, a little trick play there. Velarde points his wide receiver deep and sees a little gap for to get the ball to Jocks. And Jocks with the ball in his hand is electric. I mean, he's a tough guy to bring down, especially in the open field.
For Jocks, that's his 6th receiving touchdown of the year. And Stumer with the extra point, drills it, and the Colts take a 14-13 lead with just under 5 to go in the half. We'll step aside. Westhampton and Hills West on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Jalen Jocks from 45 yards out, picking up his 6th TD of the year receiving-wise. And with that, let's meet one of his linemen, Thomas Nazarek. Favorite movie, Rocky IV. Favorite meal, chicken parm, and does an Our Father before every game. Rocky IV.
An all-time great. That's going to be my favorite movie, too, if you do a Get to Know Me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Out of all the Rockies?
Out of all the Rockies, I'm going Rocky IV. The other ones they're all good, but nothing's like 4. You know, the training montage and being in Russia, that's the best.
Well, and he ends the Cold War.
I mean, it's huge. It's huge. If I can change, you can change.
And we could all change.
We can all change.
We can all change. There you go. R.I.P. Apollo Creed.
The Creed films are good too, though.
They're okay.
They're
like fine.
You know what? I like it. It's just different. It's different than Rocky, but I do like Creed. I think I got to add a little bit more of the training in there for him.
Different.
Michael B. Johnson.
It's the same Rocky theme. I'm going to try hard. I'll lose, but because of my effort, I win. That's every Rocky movie.
Yeah, I hear you. But it's one of those things where it's the same but different.
Stumer knocks it past the end zone, and Westhampton comes back on. And Westhampton, after the missed PAT, trails 14-13, but they've established the run. They've done a good job finding the secondary as well, and their offense has been efficient in the first half as well. And this is setting up to be a barn burner.
And you would think that this could potentially be the last possession of the half, depending on if Hills is able to stop them. We haven't really seen them be able to do that yet, but you know, this is a big possession for Hills too, because if they can get that stop and then get points before the half, that's huge.
So first down from the 35-yard line. Gambino. Flag is down, sliding forward, and a flag afterwards. Might be some afterwards contact. So holding against the Hurricanes. We'll drive back Westhampton. Let's take another look.
Yeah, right there on the edge. They got him right away. Good call by the refs. Velarde's playing safety now. I know he works his way in. I'm not sure if he's there all the time, but something to keep an eye on also.
No, he's out there, the two-way player. Dumped over the middle, and T.J. Hill couldn't haul it in. Jalen Jocks on the coverage.
This is big here for Westhampton. They've converted a few times on these 2nd and longs, 3rd and longs, so Hills is going to might get an opportunity here to get the ball back if they can make a few stops.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 16, and you think about converting on 3rd down. Well, Nolan Mikulowski, the 23-yard gain in the first quarter to move the chains, and here's Gambino on 2nd down. Lobs it, near side, and overshoots his target, LaRusso.
There you go.
3rd and long upcoming.
A lot of coaches, you can tell on those 2nd and longs, 3rd and longs, they give up everything underneath, but you're giving them half the yardage back. There, Hills, they rush 5 guys, and they play pretty much man-to-man, and they're able to stop them. It's tough when you see that 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and then you just give up 12 yards or 13 yards because now the team has a 3rd and short. So I like the approach by Hills West there.
Mikulowski in the backfield. Smith in the slot. Mikulowski gets the carry and brought down. Hills West makes the stop on 3rd down, and the special teams come out for the Hurricanes.
That was one of those things where it's worked a few times already, and they tried to go back to the well, and it looked like Hills West was ready for it. Mikulowski, like we said before, had those big conversions on 3rd and long already.
So 4th and 12 from the 33, and Brody Schaefer comes out, and one of the wrinkles to the special team for Brian Sharmlofel is that he can have Schaefer fake if he calls for it. This time Schaefer boots it away, and a high kick gets across midfield. Takes a Colts bounce. And let's see if it was touched. Westhampton saying it was and that they should have possession. And they'll say that it was not touched by Westhampton.
That was so close. That was so close.
Looked like Heyman coming in, trying to make a play.
I'm not sure if Heyman was trying to make a block there or he just didn't really know where the ball was. But, yeah, or got pushed into it. I'm not sure. But that's too close to call.
So Hills West gets a break.
Whew.
First and 10 from their own 40.
And 1st and 10 from the 40. Last time out, Jalen Jocks from 45 yards away, making his first catch and first touch of the ball game. Scooting into the end zone, and Filardi chugs ahead, and a gain of 4.
Another good tackle by Kilroy up the middle. He's got his hand full today because obviously Filardi continues to scramble, and Kilroy, you can tell, it looks like he's pretty much assigned to him.
Kilroy is senior. 2nd and 6 coming up, and it's the sophomore Filardi.
There's push again.
Rolling out over the middle, Jocks. Catch number 2 complete and a big hit. Gianni Amademo.
Good hit, good tackle. But again, Westhampton's getting in the pushing right into the backfield.
And it's just another weapon to the middle too. When you've got Jocks that you can just dump it over the middle and he's wide open.
Yeah, it's like having another wide receiver. Obviously, he plays out of the backfield, but he's got soft hands, and like we saw in the last drive, he can take it to the house.
Filardi, low throw, and the catch incomplete. Pipia couldn't haul it in.
I don't know. It looked like a catch to me.
Well, they don't have replay, but let's take another look. Pretty close play.
Yeah, he threw it where only his wide receiver could get it, and it looked like he went down and got it.
Yeah, we got a down player for Hills West. And with that, we'll step aside. 2:36 to go in the half. A 14-13 lead for Hills West on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Back here at Hills West, a player is down and getting tended to, but looking over the last couple of years in the Suffolk Division III championship games, look at last year, East Islip knocking off Sayville. But you see a lot of Sayville, a lot of Westhampton, a lot of Hills West. It's really been a four-horse team race, no pun intended, and Westhampton looking to pick up their first county championship since 2017, and for Hills West looking to get back to the county final for the first time since 2018.
Yeah, Hills West has always been a strong program, and obviously Sayville, you would say a newer program, but they've exploded too. So all it takes is a few good players sometimes, and the community and the coaches and the players and the families to buy in, and things change very quickly.
That's Luca Pipia favoring his right hand. Not sure if he had a jammed finger or what it is, but he'll be looked at by the training staff.
I would guess a dislocated finger because he went down low to make that catch, and the point of the ball probably got pushed it into the turf.
On second down, Filardi. And miscommunication between him and Rayo. And 3rd and 10 upcoming.
Big third down here for Westhampton now. They're going to get the same opportunity to get the stop.
Well, and for Westhampton, if they want to win this game, they're going to have to make stops on 3rd down. And what have you seen that Hills West has done so efficiently on 3rd down that's allowed them to convert?
It looks like Filardi's just had the opportunity to make the big plays. He saw a seam on one. He was able to run 10 yards, pick up the first down. Then he hits jocks on one. So he's just been the difference maker on 3rd down.
Here's Filardi with a lot of time. Still on his feet, rolling out, firing. It's caught, but out of bounds. The completion to Mitch Diamond. All for naught. And 4th down upcoming for the Colts.
It's another one that looked like a catch to me. But Filardi had a pocket there for a second, and then they broke through.
Well, the Colts will go for it.
And you're kind of in no man's land, so.
And why not? Let's see with a hard count and see if they can convert, or if not, you push back Westhampton and don't give them a lot of space with 2:25 remaining.
Yeah, maybe take a delay game here and then punt it too. Pooch punt.
And Filardi firing. Deep, incomplete. He had Rayo, but just tailed him a little too far, and a turnover on downs.
Wow, that was a great opportunity for Hills West there, and it looks like he just missed. Of all the throws he's made today, you know that's one he can make, and he just missed.
Well, the sophomore is human, and Westhampton comes back out now. And an opportunity for the Hurricanes to take the lead going into the locker room. And, you know, for Westhampton, they don't have to get into the end zone, too. Their kicker, Brody Schaefer, has a boot. I know he missed the extra point, but if they could get within the red zone and don't have to convert, but can get some points and take a lead going into the locker room, that would be huge.
Yeah, you've seen on the kickoffs, Schaefer's got a monster leg. Like we said, he scored right before that, so maybe it had a little impact on him, but they just have to get into range to give him an opportunity.
And there's Schaefer on the pooch pass, and the pop pass, excuse me, and a pickup of 7. Jock brings him down.
You know, to touch base on Hills West one more time, you know, Coach Filardi obviously has a lot of faith in that offense for being 4th and 10, middle of the field. He's not worried about scoring points because that's just an aggressive play call, and the opportunity was there. So
2nd and 3, Michalowski. He's got a first down. inside the 40.
Mikulowski at the run.
And move the chains once again for the Hurricanes.
Good blocking on that left side. And Westhampton, you can see all the design running plays are going to the outside. The offensive linemen are just reaching, being able to get on a helmet, and the running backs get the outside. Phenomenal running backs for Westhampton.
125 and rolling in the first half. Gambino back to pass, throwing a bomb, end zone. Out of bounds. Kevin Smith made the catch, but was a foot out of bounds.
Wow, that was a great throw by Gambino. You could see it open up, too. And Kevin Smith kept chugging underneath it. And you know he caught it, but I guess they're saying that his feet were out of bounds. He looked in.
Looked like that left foot just to the left of the boundary marker. And that stops the clock with 1:15.
It's plays like that that makes you want high school have all the cameras and this and that. We're lucky to have this, though. The replays here with Varsity Media.
Mikulowski on second down. Charges ahead. Another first down inside the 20.
Mikulowski tackled by Filardi.
Just under a minute left, so Westhampton's not going to really have to rush. And they should be able to get some points here.
Well, both teams with all of their timeouts, but you'd have to imagine Westhampton would use it if they were to set up a field goal, but they have to be thinking end zone here. 1st and 10 from the 18. Mikulowski once more brought down. Jesse Brooks had first contact. And that was Toronto Heyman with the finishing blow.
Yeah, Hills played that perfect there. They knew it was coming because they've already hit a few big runs on that, but they were able to contain Mikulowski and make the stop.
So Westhampton takes a timeout with 1:01. We'll keep it here. And, you know, what we've seen so far out of Westhampton, at least efficiently on offense, has been they've established the run, but their passing game has been there too. I know it's huge to get on the board going into the locker room, but I'll have you put your coach's hat on, too. For Westhampton, what are some adjustments you want to see out of them in the second half?
To be honest with you, I would just like to see a little bit more defensively. Just stay sound with what you do. They've done a good job so far, despite Hills West being able to move the ball. You've already seen on that last drive that they're getting pressure, making the quarterback move Filardi, but they're making tackles on him when he tries to break it off. So they're almost staying in a base defense, and they're making all the plays that they need to.
And most notably, Nolan Mikulowski. This is what he did in the regular season coming into this contest, and he has been as advertised. Has not gone into the end zone yet, but has been fantastic. So 2nd and 11. And a whistle before the snap. Could be a false start. And that pushes back the Hurricanes 5.
Yeah, as a coach, that drives you nuts. You call a timeout, you come out, you want to execute the first play, and then you get a false start. That's one of those things where you'll hear about it in practice.
Schaumlofel said that Schaefer's field goal range is between 30 and 37. And so you're really knocking on that back half right now with the false start.
Yeah, and you don't want to turn the ball over either. So you want to be, as much as you want to get into the end zone, you want to be smart and you want to be able to leave with points because obviously Hills West is getting the ball to start the second half.
Mikulowski pushed out of bounds. Jalen Jocks with the hit.
Yeah, Jocks, big defensive play there, sealing the edge.
However, where it does burn Hills West is that it stops the clock with just under 56 seconds to go.
Hills West still has their timeouts. So
Mikulowski on 3rd down.
Oh, he's still
pushing
fighting
ahead. And decision time upcoming for Westhampton. They'll take a timeout and talk it over with 48.5 seconds to go in the second quarter. This has been a fun one today, but we've got a fun weekend next weekend as well. The NYCHSFL Championships are live on Varsity Media from Mitchell Field. The AA2 Championship starting at 11 a.m., then at 2 p.m. should be the AA1 and then the AAA final. 5 o'clock under the lights at Mitchell Field. Who will be in that final? A lot of talent we've already seen on Varsity Media this year, and 3 of those teams will be named champion.
A lot of really good teams, obviously, with the Catholic schools, Iona Prep and St. Anne's.
Yeah, and St. Anthony is getting set to go. They were supposed to play last night against Chaminade, but rain pushed them to tonight. Should be a lot more ideal weather for that passing game as the Friars and Flyers lock horns. And here is Brody Schaefer now from 29 yards away. Here is Schaefer. Good snap, kick, end over end. And he nails it.
Yeah.
And the Hurricanes go in front on the 29-yarder by Brody Schaefer, who has been responsible now for 9 of the 16 points so far today. Hills West looking to respond when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Tell you something. If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give for today? Forget everything else. Forget everything else. Forget that there was any sunlight left. What would you spend today thinking about? Yourself or the man that's beside you? Or the man that you know you'll give everything in your heart for? We get one opportunity in life. One chance in life to do whatever you're going to do, to lay your foundation, to make whatever mark you're going to make, whatever legacy you're going to leave your legacy. And it's found through effort. Wins and losses come a dime a dozen. But effort, nobody can judge effort. Because effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
Westhampton pushes in front on the 29-yard field goal attempt. And a successful field goal attempt by Brody Schaefer with another long kick fielded by Anthony Rayo at around the 15-yard line. Scooting ahead and rushes out of bounds on the 15-yard return. All right, Jimmy Curcio. 38 seconds left to go. First half. Trailing by only 2 points for Hills West. Same with them, and they've got Ben Stumer. They do not have to get into the end zone here, but what type of offense are we seeing from the Colts?
I expect to see the Colts come out and get aggressive and try and put up points. Obviously, they have their timeouts, and they have Filardi. So we've seen pretty much every play, in a passing set. And even though it's been a design pass, they've been able to run and pick up first downs. But 38 seconds is plenty of time to get them over midfield and give themselves an opportunity for points.
Rayo, Diamond, and Vacancelos, trips receivers near side. Coming to the near side and pass incomplete, intended for Diamond.
Pass incomplete, intended for Mitch Diamond from Filardi.
Westhampton has got a 3-man front, so they got everybody drop back, and still they were able to get a guy in the backfield.
Mitch Diamond, only a sophomore, playing for the injured Ryan Bonacore, who suffered a collarbone injury. He's out for the playoffs and the rest of this season. More on Bonacore later, but 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Colts. .3 seconds to go. The man in motion is Rayo. Filardi tucks and runs and is brought down.
Yeah, just nothing there. Good job by Westhampton's defense. like we said before, they're fast and they're athletic, so they're doing a good job covering up some of the wide receivers right now, and obviously the time, and they're going to have the down to their advantage.
Well, clock continues to run. It looks as if Hills West will have one more play. With 4 seconds.
They're going to let it run out.
So that'll do it for the first half. Westhampton comes on the road, and they'll go into the locker room leading 16-14 thanks to the 29-yard field goal by Brody Schaefer. He had a touchdown as well. Barn burner of the first half, Jimmy. We'll talk about the second half when we come back, but reactions to the first half.
When we came here, we said, can Westhampton...
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have or what you don't have, what you lack or what you have too much of. But all you need to have is faith in God, an undying passion for what you do and what you choose to do in this life, and a relentless drive, and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful in whatever you put your mind to.
Long Island football, we need to get these kids more exposure, more opportunities. Our whole goal and purpose is to raise the level of football on Long Island. And the only way we're going to do it is create more opportunities for kids to play the game and learn the game. And learn the game the proper way through fundamentals and technique. So our program...
Long Island is a great place to live. It's known for many things. Recruiters, listen up. It's also known for football. Some great players have come out of Long Island. Some have made it all the way to the NFL. Guys like DeBrickashaw Ferguson, who was a 3-time Pro Bowler and played 10 seasons for the New York Jets. Long Island is a bright spot in spite of the decline in youth football numbers nationally. That's because there is a group of leaders, coaches, families, and players who have cast aside distractions and come together to collectively raise the level of Long Island football. When you really love something, it's important to have opportunities to help you follow your dream. There are plenty of venues for soccer and lacrosse. Now there is one for those Long Island players and families who live, eat, and breathe football. These people love the sport and its life lessons deeply. These are the grittiest, nastiest, and most committed young players on Long Island. They are the guys first to practice and last to leave. They are the ones at the camps and the clinics, hyper-focused on perfecting their craft. They are the ones in the gym in the off-season and in the books to keep their grades up. They are the ones you see who never come out. They never give up and never quit. They are the few. This is Long Island Elite Football.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media, and there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there is a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know, from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit. Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules Sports Advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures, and it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth. If we can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports, we can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics. And you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
It doesn't matter where you come from, what you have or what you don't have, what you lack or what you have too much of. But all you need to have is faith in God, an undying passion for what you do and what you choose to do in this life, and a relentless drive and the will to do whatever it takes to be successful in whatever you put your mind to.
Long Island football, we need to get these kids more exposure, more opportunities. Our whole goal and purpose is to raise the level of football on Long Island. And the only way we're going to do it is create more opportunities for kids to play the game and learn the game. And learn the game the proper way through fundamentals and technique. So our program...
Long Island is a great place to live. It's known for many things. Recruiters, listen up. It's also known for football. Some great players have come out of Long Island. Some have made it all the way to the NFL. Guys like DeBrickashaw Ferguson, who was a 3-time Pro Bowler and played 10 seasons for the New York Jets. Long Island is a bright spot in spite of the decline in youth football numbers nationally. That's because there is a group of leaders, coaches, families, and players who have cast aside distractions and come together to collectively raise the level of Long Island football. When you really love something, it's important to have opportunities to help you follow your dream. There are plenty of venues for soccer and lacrosse. Now there is one for those Long Island players and families who live, eat, and breathe football. These people love the sport and its life lessons deeply. These are the grittiest, nastiest, and most committed young players on Long Island. They are the guys first to practice and last to leave. They are the ones at the camps and the clinics, hyper-focused on perfecting their craft. They are the ones in the gym in the off-season and in the books to keep their grades up. They are the ones you see who never come out. They never give up and never quit. They are the few. This is Long Island Elite Football.
Hills West alongside Jimmy Curcio. I'm John Perez. Westhampton with a 16-14 lead over Hills West, and Westhampton efficient in the first half. Will Gambino, a 1-yard TD run that made it 7-0, and then Brody Schaefer had a 6-yard touchdown catch to make it 13-7, and his 29-yard field goal is the reason why Westhampton leads it 16-14. Let's start with the visitors who have the lead, Jimmy, and Westhampton doing a good job on third down offensively. They've gotten big plays when they've needed to, and have just had a full sail account and a good offensive drives against Hills West this afternoon.
Yeah, I think Westhampton just needs to continue to stay consistent with what they do. They've run the ball well. They've played solid defense. They just need to continue to keep an eye on Filardi and continue to play mistake-free football. That's what they did in the first half, and I think that's a big reason why they're going into the second half with a lead.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Hills West, not a lot of mistakes offensively. Defensively, they're doing a good job in the secondary, but maybe you want to see them lock it down in the middle linebacker up front position.
Yeah, I mean, Hills West, as much as, we know they have an explosive offense, I really think they need to give Filardi more time and let him get set and step into these throws. Let the wide receivers finish their route completely so they can make those big plays that they've made all season.
So Westhampton, team that's looking to get back to the county final for the second straight year, where they lost to Sayville. We saw a few Sayville football players in attendance. They're scouting. They've already booked their ticket to the final, and here is some recent postseason history. Sayville knocking off Westhampton 32-7, and then just going down, you see Hills West knocking off Plain Edge in the LIC, a Suffolk championship between these two squads in 2018 as well. Hills West knocking off Westhampton, and a lot of Westhampton, a lot of Hills West, some Sayville in there, throwing in East Islip, Newfield, Lawrence, jam-packed Conference 3 on both sides of the island.
Yeah, a lot of the time with this Suffolk championship, with the Long Island championship, the winners come out of Suffolk. So both these teams have a very good chance versus Sayville, as long as they can just execute and keep themselves in the game into the fourth quarter.
Sayville last night knocking off Harborfields. They've locked their spot into the county final this week.
And they're here doing their homework.
Yeah.
They're here doing their homework and getting a look at both teams because they don't know who they're playing yet.
And there you see the standings, too, and you just think about Sayville. You could throw out Triptree. You could throw out Messina. Fully loaded team, and the Lightning have just been fantastic over the last couple of years. Obviously, in the Jack Cone years, too, have had some success, but Sayville a staple in Division III.
And I think we touched on it before, but the biggest thing is when you have one name come out of your program and it creates that jolt of energy and that jolt of lightning into the program, then the next few years after it, you see the results immediately.
And there you see, this is how we got to this point. Westhampton knocking off Deer Park. Hills West knocking off Islip. Classic 2-3 matchup at home as both teams come back out onto the field. We see Westhampton. We're awaiting Hills West, who should be coming out momentarily. But as Westhampton gets ready, you look at what they had to go through this year too, and a couple of losses to teams that were higher rated on that standings. The loss to Hills West in a shootout, and then losing to Sayville 35-6. Other than that, Westhampton has dominated this year too, and it just looks like a top-heavy Division III. And I know that a lot of outside skeptics and certainly the publications will pick Sayville to win not only a county title but possibly a Long Island championship. Having said that, though, these are two teams that have some pretty good quarterbacks, and when you've got a good quarterback in the playoff, anything is up for grabs.
Yeah, and when you play mistake-free football, and I'm curious to see who comes out and does that here in the second half.
As Will Gambino and Filardi are all set to go for their offenses, and there you see Westhampton.
And so far, the first half of this game has really played into Westhampton style. They've been able to run the ball. They've taken a few shots down the field with Gambino, but at the same time on defense, they've been able to keep an eye on Filardi and not let him get that big play.
We have to remember Filardi's only a sophomore, and you look at the experience that the younger players are getting for Hills West too. Jesse Brooks, only a sophomore. Filardi, only a sophomore. Mitch Diamond coming in, he's only a sophomore. Rayon Afzal, a junior, and these are guys that, Eli Cangolo, Connor McLeese, Matthew Louie. These are guys that next year Hills West is building upon, and guys that obviously they're not punting on this year too, but getting the seasoning this year, and no reason to believe that Hills West can't be a team that could be one of the favorites to win an LIC next year.
No, with these size schools, it takes a whole program. You're always going to have, sophomores and maybe even a few freshmen here and there on varsity, as opposed to when you move out to the bigger schools and you're in Division I or Class A. Yeah, that's junior and senior top heavy. But here in this division, you're going to see everyone contribute, and you're going to see guys from younger grades that are stepping up and playing with the juniors and seniors.
So Westhampton won the toss, and they chose to receive in the first half. So Hills West will take over to start off the second half.
Coming out of this first drive, I'd really like to see Hills West just get a little bit extra protection and let these wide receivers. We saw on that first drive, he made a few big throws, and they moved down the field. But if you got to keep a tight end in and you got to keep a running back in the block, let Filardi step into his throws and connect with these big wide receivers.
Brody Schaefer, number 21, set to kick off for Westhampton Beach.
Brody Schaefer with 9 of the 16 points. Getting ready to boot it away. We've seen a couple of touchbacks from both of these kickers. And the third quarter underway.
He's going to get a return on this one, I think.
Jocks in the end zone, miffs it, and then a whistle. And a touchback as Filardi will take over at the 20-yard line. Well, Hills West had the ball for the final 30 seconds. They deferred to go into the locker room knowing that they would get the ball back. Probably didn't want to chance a turnover and have a quick score by Westhampton. So
yeah, and they get the ball here, so it's not a bad thing, But what do they do with it here? Do they come out right away and put the first one in the end zone? Are they able to get points, and are they able to get the ball to Jocks?
Jalen Jocks earlier in the second quarter, a 45-yard touchdown catch and run to give him and his team the lead. And there's Jock on the first play. And Jocks is stuffed in the backfield and wrapped up. Andrew Mensch, who's been one of the strengths of this defensive line for Westhampton this year, making a big play on first down. Loss of 4.
Westhampton's defensive line has been good in this game, and the offensive line's been good too. But even though it's not a positive gain for them, I think Hills West is just able to keep the defense on their toes a little bit with a few runs here and there to Jocks.
Second and 12 officially. Filardi with a couple of halfbacks flanking him on both sides. Rolling out. Throws it into the flat, and that's Jesse Brooks. And Brooks with his 5th catch of the ball game. Gets a big pickup and will make it 3rd and short.
Pick up a beat, it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Brooks, another young guy too for them.
Yeah, only a sophomore has really developed this year into a position, and Gerald Filardi saying that he's been one of the hardest workers in the offseason, and Rayo couldn't hold on to it. And 4th down upcoming for the Colts.
Yeah, Filardi left the pocket early, but like we said before, he'll throw all the way until he gets up to the line of scrimmage. So I think he fooled his wide receiver there for a second. They thought he was going to run it, and he makes a late throw.
Looks like the Colts setting up at least to go for it.
Wow.
From their own 26. And now Filardi backs up a little bit. The line gets bunched, and Filardi, short punt.
Oof.
And is fielded at the 35-yard line, and a short field upcoming for Westhampton.
Down to the 35-yard line of Hills West.
That's tough.
Westhampton Beach will take over first and 10. 10:32.
So tough break for Filardi as Westhampton Beach coming back onto the field. And Will Gambino efficient in the first half. And the 1-yard QB sneak to open up the scoring. And the handoff, Michalowski, denied. Eli Cangolo.
Tackled by Elijah Congolo.
And a big stop, one of the bigger tackles on this team, driving back Michalowski.
Yeah, they contained them and forced them back inside to where there's teammates and more guys to help. But that's what they have to do. Hills West has got to be able to keep these running backs from bouncing everything outside.
Second and 11 from the 36. And if the first half was all about offense, I'm sure both of these teams would love to make this a defensive affair in the second half. Gambino fires over the middle. It's caught. Kevin Smith. Hills West is saying that it's taken away, and it is.
Wow.
Mitch Diamond.
What a great play.
Digging in and plucking it away, and a big turnover for the Colts.
Yeah, he stayed with it the whole way, and it was actually a good throw. It looks like it hits him right in the hands, but he's able just to rip it out. And you got to play. He plays all the way through the ball. That's an excellent play as a defensive back, and you know that's exactly what Coach tells you. Hey, he might make the grab, but continue to play through his hands and try and rip it and pull it out, and he's able to get possession before they hit the ground.
How about Mitch Diamond, the super sub, coming on for the injured Ryan Bonacore and making his presence felt in the second half, and new life for the offense of the Colts.
And I know this game's probably tough for Bonacore to watch, but what a great play by a younger guy just stepping up and doing it for your teammate.
Meanwhile, Jocks, the elder statesman, gets pushed back at a loss of 2.
If Hills West is able to win this game, we're going to look back on that interception and possibly say that was the play of the game.
And there you see the absence of Ryan Bonacore. And look at what he's brought to the defensive side. 69 tackles, 14 tackles for losses, and a good two-way player. 7 touchdown passes, touchdown catches this year. Filardi picks up the loose ball, then fires into the flat.
Smart play.
Nobody home.
And obviously, all that defensive by Bonacore, but, that's his replacement stepping in and making a big play. So, and I know I'm harping on it, but it's just huge. 3rd and long here now.
Well, Gerald Filardi lauding his practice efforts the last few weeks, and Mitch Diamond making a play. And 3rd and long upcoming for the Colts. Rayo, the receiver on the near side, matched up with Heath Sumwaite. Filardi looks that way, now goes the opposite way. Still on his feet. He's got a first down.
Wow.
Down just shy of the 40. A big pickup of 21 for Filardi.
Filardi dropped back, and he actually had a nice pocket. But, again, he sees a running lane or he sees where the defensive backs are and the receivers. They're all on one side of the field, and he says that he's going to try and get a first down on the other, and he's able to do it.
First and 10 from the 39. Jocks. And a gain of 2. Well, we didn't see a lot of Jocks in the first half. Then he had that touchdown, and now he's been implemented back into the offense. And probably the worst kept secret, knowing that you've got a big-time player in the backfield for Hills West, and Westhampton was probably waiting to see when Jocks would get involved. Well, he's involved.
Yeah, and you know what? To Westhampton, to Hills West's credit, Jocks is fresh, I'm sure, and he's going to be able to get a lot of touch and a lot of burn in the second half.
2nd and 8 from the 41. Filardi looking over the middle, off the hands of Jesse Brooks.
intended from Filardi.
Incomplete.
Brooks. It'll be 3rd and 8.
I don't know if Brooks wanted to catch that. That's a tough one over the middle, and Amadeo looked like he was going to lay the wood.
Yeah, Amadeo, the biggest hitter in the secondary.
Oh, he was coming with a big one, that's for sure.
Just about 4 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. Westhampton with a 2-point lead on defense. Filardi back to pass.
To protect.
Loses the ball. Still loose. Bodies go falling for it. And Hills West pounces on top of it. That was Gio Reyes.
It looked like they had a pocket there for Filardi, and he kind of just bails out of it quick. You know, he's just got to step up and step into a throw, but he's just very quick to run right now, and I don't know if it's because of a little bit of trouble that the offensive line had in the first half. But he can make a lot of big plays with his arm. He's got to step into it.
3 and out last time for the Colts, and you'd have to imagine they booted away again. And this time it is their punter, Ben Stumer. So back-to-back 3 and outs. Flag just after the snap. Fielded by Kevin Smith. Prancing around at the 40. Shakes a couple of tacklers. Has momentum into Colts territory. And we'll see with the flag where this is spotted.
Good return by Smith.
Penalty against Hills West declined. It'll be 1st and 10 for Westhampton Beach.
So the flag declined, and here's Smith again, shaking out of not 1 but 2 tackles.
Yeah, Smith is slippery too, and I know he's not one of those starting tailbacks, but he can still get it done also.
Gets past Connor McLeese and Mitch Diamond, and Westhampton setting up shop at the Hills West 42-yard line.
Yeah, you've seen how both teams have adjusted a little bit in the second half and gotten to know each other, and the defense has been a lot better on both sides.
Schaefer, the man in motion, pop pass with momentum. Schaefer trudging forward.
Schaefer on the run.
And Brody Schaefer,
Tackled by Vasconcelos.
a pickup of 8.
Good play with the little jet sweep.
Pickup of 9.
You know, you really don't want to give Schaefer or Michalowski forward momentum, and you could see it's the motion that's giving them some extra oomph in their step.
Yep, and then they're able to get their linemen to the second level and get one blocker out in front, and it's pretty much an immediate 4 or 5 yard gain for them.
They give them an extra yard, 2nd and 1.
If you're going to take a shot, this is the time to do it.
Oh, Michalowski, his opportunities denied.
Tackled by McLeese.
Filardi and McLeese in there. And a loss of 1.
3rd and 2.
Filardi's tough, man, and I'm going to say it right now because he's on the defensive side of the ball, but, you know, you can just see on offense, even when he has the ball in his hands, he's taking hits, he's running for extra yards. You wouldn't know that he's a sophomore quarterback.
No, playing well above his years. And it kind of helps when you have pro football in your lineage. Into the flat. That's caught
Pass complete.
by Heath Sumwait, and he's got a first down.
Good throw by Gambino, right on time. They've run that sprint out play to the right for Gambino a few times, and he's been very successful with it.
Yeah, and you see a lot of that by design. And Heath Sumwait, who's made an impact on defense, gets his first catch of the second half. Up the middle.
Pulowski on the run.
Good penetration by Hills West there. They just missed him in the backfield. It would have been a tackle for a loss.
Pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
So 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
But not a lot of people are taking down Mikulášek and Schaefer in the backfield. It's just not happening.
No, he's been tough to stop today. Sets up to the left of Gambino. Smith goes in motion. Gambino looking that way. Now screens a pass over to Mikulášek. Makes the catch, but stopped in the backfield. Jalen Jocks.
Great play. Because that was sneaky. They sent the jet sweep to the left, had everyone looking left, and then we're coming back to the right with a little screen, and Jocks was all over it. Jocks has had a few big defensive plays, too, now on this side of the ball.
3rd and 11 from the 26. This will be a 41-yard field goal if they don't convert, and the pass incomplete. And now decision time for Westhampton, as Schaefer will come out.
Little confusion on those routes right there with those wide receivers. It actually looked like they almost ran into each other, and nobody ended up hitting the out route for Gambino.
So a timeout taken by the official. Schaefer is out there. This would be a 43-yard field goal. And not sure who the timeout was taken by.
I think we had an injury on the sideline for a Westhampton player.
Well, Schaefer 1 for 1 on field goal attempts today from 29 yards out. And while he gets ready, fans, you should download the Varsity Media Pass for top 10 plays, highlights, podcasts, interviews, season preview show, and much, much more. Available on iOS and Android. Go to varsitymediapass.com and download the pass today. From 43 yards out, here's Schaefer. Kick is up. It's got the distance. It's good.
Yeah.
Brody Schaefer, his second of the game. And Westhampton takes a 19-14 lead midway through the third.
Schaefer's made up for that missed extra point, and he has crushed the ball kicking field goals. Crushed them.
He crushed the ball on the missed extra point.
Oh, yeah. Crushed it.
So with that, we'll take a break. Hills West offense coming back out.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
A clash of styles, out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring. High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive.
4:17 to go in the third quarter. Westhampton, the number 3 seed, on the road with a 5-point lead over the Hills West Colts. Alongside Jimmy Curcio, I'm John Perez, and Brody Schaefer's looks like Adam Vinatieri out there. Sebastian Janikowski, whoever you want to throw.
Yeah, Legatron. That's what I call Schaefer.
And look at this.
Another one.
He kicked that to Cy Donnelly Field.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it all. He's running the ball, and he's blasting it through the uprights. So that's a big plus for Westhampton.
So back-to-back touchbacks for Schaefer.
Let's see what Hills does here. I mean, they got to come out and start moving the chains and get a little bit of offensive going. It's been completely different in this second half from what we saw in the first half.
Well, what is Westhampton doing to start off this third quarter that they weren't doing in the first half?
I think they've contained him, and Velarde right now doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. Even when he's had a little pocket, it looks like he's just been leaving maybe a little bit too early. So they haven't even really brought too much pressure. They've just contained them, and that's made them feel uncomfortable.
3 receivers on the near side. Jocks in the backfield with Filardi. 1st and 10 from the 20. Filardi play action on the slant. It's hauled in by Rayo.
Pass complete from Filardi to Rayo.
Great grab by Rayo and great placement by Filardi. He puts it right on his outside shoulder. He's able to turn and get upfield. And that's what we were talking about before. When he's able to step into throws like that, there's no throw that he can't make. So he's just got to have faith in his offensive line, and they've settled in a little bit too and stay in that pocket and step into some throws.
2 catches for 48 yards for Rayo. Filardi keeps it himself after he tucks it away from Jocks and might have enough for a first down as he gets down to that marker.
That's a first down.
Yep, they got it. That's what they got to do right now, just keep the chains going. A lot of times on 2nd and short, that's your opportunity to try and hit a big one downfield and make a chunk play. But right now, Hills has just got to continue to move the chains, get into Westhampton territory so they can put some points on the board.
3.5 and rolling in the 3rd. Hills West down 5. Play action. Filardi passes tip, still finds its way to Brooks for the completion. A gain of 3 as he's wrestled down by Ada McDermott.
I like what Hills has done so far in this drive. They've run a lot of short passing routes and let him stand in the pocket, step, and deliver it to those young playmakers on the outside. And Filardi's starting to look comfortable again throwing the ball.
50 solo tackles for Ada McDermott in the regular season. 2nd down and 5. Vacancellos goes in motion. Filardi rolls out. Now dumps it. Vacancellos trudges ahead. He's got a first down, and he gets across midfield.
Yeah, good play.
It's the Zach attack. He's going to be playing baseball at Barry next year, but legs out a first down.
Yeah, Filardi was looking downfield, then checks it down to his running back, and he makes a great play and finishes it. And Amadeo comes and make another hit too.
Ball spotted at the 49. As we approach the 2-minute mark in the 3rd. Jocks the carry.
He's got some blockers in front of him.
And picks up a pair.
Pick up of 2. Tackled by 34, Luke Kilroy.
As Kilroy there again getting the tackle. Well, we saw a lot of Kilroy in the first half defensively. I know you were happy with his production and making his presence felt in the 3rd.
Yeah, I think he's done an excellent job in this game. He's been everywhere, sideline to sideline. And for them to win this game, he's got to keep it up.
Filardi fires, far side. That's Vacancellos again. Or check that. That's Mitch Diamond, I think.
That was Diamond, I think it was, yep.
So Mitch Diamond with the completion.
And Kilroy with the tackle again. And when you're saying Kilroy's name over and over and you're crediting him with all these tackles, it's also because the defensive line is doing an excellent job in keeping those offensive linemen off him, so he's able to get sideline to sideline and make the play.
Jocks goes in motion. 3rd and 4. Filardi rolling out. Gets past his tackler. Calls his own number. He's got a first down. And charges out of bounds.
Good pickup. Good pickup there. And Filardi being smart with the football, you can tell. He breaks outside the pocket, and he's looking at these wide receivers. Like we said before, he's always ready to make a throw, and nothing just really opens up, so he takes what the defense gave him.
47 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Time winding down as Hills West in control on this drive and wiping down the clock. It's been a fun one. 1st and 10 from the 34. Filardi airs it out over the middle. Incomplete. Anthony Rayo trying to haul in the one-handed grab. couldn't settle it down. Good coverage by Kevin Smith.
Yeah, good coverage there, but they had an opportunity, and it looked like Rayo and Filardi just didn't get on the same page. He wanted him to make an adjustment, and Filardi just tried to throw it where only his wide receiver could get it, and he did, just a little bit long, but that's a good shot.
The one thing that Hills West does not have that unfortunately will only come in the upcoming years is experience, and Filardi developing touch on those passes.
You're so right. And you can tell the two big plays, he had one earlier in the first half down on the left side of the field. They just missed on. It was that 4th down play, and then right there is another one, just missed on. So
here's Filardi on 2nd down. Looking deep. Powering ahead.
Filardi on the run.
And a pickup of 3.
With all the hits that Filardi's taken today, he might as well change his number to 55
right.
or 43, put on a linebacker number. Kid's tough as nails.
Well, and he's been good in the secondary as well.
Yeah. Yep.
As Hills West looking to the sideline, and that should do it for the 3rd quarter, you would think. Filardi does a lot of things well. He hasn't developed a poker face yet. So you could tell that we're going to the 4th.
Yep.
A bid for the Suffolk 3 title match. Westhampton with a 5-point lead going into the 4th on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Sound the trumpets. Hills West looking to get back into this contest and take the lead. They trail 19-14 to the number 3 seed, Westhampton Beach Hurricanes, who are looking to get back to the Suffolk 3 title game for the 2nd straight year and avenge their loss to Sayville, who's already punched their ticket with the win over Harborfields yesterday. Alongside Jimmy Curcio, I'm John Perez. The Suffolk 3 semifinal matchup is presented by Orland and Cohen. And Joe Filardi on the offense back out on the field, 3rd and 7. The ball on the 31-yard line. 3 receivers on the near side. Filardi goes far side. Mitch Diamond makes the catch and pushed out of bounds short of the 1st down marker.
That was a great throw by Filardi, and if you're Mitch Diamond, you just want to be able to run your route a little bit past the sticks and then get back to that 1st down marker so that you know you're moving the chains.
Well, I mean, it's no surprise that it's 4-down territory for Hills West, and now that they're down 5, you could throw the field goal out of play, you'd imagine. I mean, maybe you want to take the points, but when you've got Filardi who's been clicking and a short field, why not go for it?
Yeah, and they don't have Schaefer kicking the ball for them. So,
right.
It's a little bit different. This is a good play call here, I think.
Although Stumer up for the Kicker of the Year award. Thrown into the flat. Vacancelos, he's got it.
Good play.
Running near side, and he's got enough for a 1st down.
Good play. Hills was kind of in that spot where it's field goal or you go for it. Obviously, you're not punting it there, but they make it happen. Good little running back route out to the flat. You know, another thing to keep in mind here, just from playing here and past experiences, that sun is setting in the eyes of Filardi. So as much as it's going to be in his face a little bit, his wide receivers are going to have clear vision as far as catching that football. So you give the advantage with the actual atmosphere here to Hills West in the 4th quarter.
Filardi. Pressured. Still on his feet and throws it away.
Pass incomplete.
They'll say the near receiver was Diamond to avoid the intentional grounding.
Hills got away with one there. It almost looked like it was going to be a hold on the right tackle, and the ref looked like he was going to grab it, and it just didn't end up coming out, but that was a close one.
Yeah, I'll say.
But they've utilized Diamond a lot on this last drive, so I'm curious to see, especially with his size, if they go to him here.
Well, he's matched up on the far side with some weight. Filardi looks that way. Now over the middle. Prancing around. Pocket collapses. Dumps it over the middle. It's caught. Jocks. Trudging forward and is wrestled down.
They're going to get Hills for a flag, though. Holding.
There's a flag down. Penalty against Hills West.
See, that's the other thing, too. When Filardi continues to scramble, he's putting more pressure on his offensive line, and they're moving in different directions as opposed to protecting in that regular pass pocket.
Yeah, let's take another look. And, you know, you want to have a good improviser as your signal caller, but like you said, you're just putting so much on the plates of the offensive lineman.
Yeah, and like I said, he can make all the throws. He's got the arm talent. Right now, I think he needs to hang for one more second in the pocket and keep his eyes downfield and just throw it in there. His wide receivers have been great today. You know, they've all been ready to catch the ball, and they've all made great plays after they've caught the ball. So he's just got to continue to distribute.
2nd and 25. Filardi has Brooks and Diamond at the top of your screen. Near side is Vasconcelos and Rayo. Pointing up, now lobbing towards the end zone, incomplete.
Pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 27 for Hills West.
Looked like he was trying to get it in the direction of Rayo, but either way, just uncorked it. And 3rd down upcoming.
Another one, too, 2nd and long. You think you're going to try and just take 5 or 10 yards and not hit the deep shot. That way on 3rd down, you're in manageable 10, 11 yards. And now even 4th down because you're going to be in a territory where you're probably not kicking a field goal. So tough one there.
Well, for those of you calculating at home, this would be a 52-yarder.
You think Schaefer could hit that?
Yeah.
Westhampton?
I'd bet so. Here's Filardi. Still on his feet. Filardi.
Run by Joseph Filardi.
How about that? A big pickup. Will still be 4th and 12. But either way, Filardi getting closer to the end zone.
Yeah, if you look at Filardi in this replay, he steps up, and that defender misses him. Obviously, he throws in a little fake too, but what I'm saying is he's got to step up into that pocket because that pass rush is coming outside. It's going to overrun him, so he's got to step up and make his throws.
Filardi looks to the sideline. 4th down and 12. 9.5 to go in the 4th quarter.
Big play here. You got to think, obviously, you can attack the 1st down sticks at that 10-yard line, or you can go for the end zone.
And a timeout taken by Hills West.
That's a good timeout by Coach Filardi.
And decision time upcoming for Gerald Filardi. And with that, both teams will go to their sides. And, hey, if you haven't downloaded the Varsity Media Pass, Jimmy, you've downloaded it, right?
Of course.
If you haven't downloaded it, what are you doing? Why haven't you downloaded it yet? This is the best time of the year for football on Long Island. If you want top 10 plays, highlights, podcasts, interviews, season preview show, and much more, available on iOS and Android. Download the Varsity Media Pass on varsitymediapass.com. Hills West looking to get to the final and take another bite at the apple against Sayville and avenge their 41-7 loss on the Halloween Saturday. And Joe Filardi has been fantastic in this game, but the defense for Westhampton has stepped up in the second half, and a big 4th down upcoming.
Yeah, Westhampton's defense has been steady. That's what it's been all game. It's been steady. It's been consistent. Hills West was able to score some points in that first half. Westhampton's defense did not get rattled, and they stayed consistent, and they did what they've been doing all game, and they continued to do it. Now this is tough too. 4th and long, you know, you only got a few things to draw up.
4th and 12. Filardi steps up, fires off the hands of Brooks, and incomplete. And the Hurricanes defense holds strong. A turnover on downs.
I like that. I like that he stepped up. It looked like Westhampton had good defensive coverage all around. But again, he just caught his wide receiver off guard. And, you know, if it hits a wide receiver in the hands, you expect him to catch it. But just a little bit behind him. He was going to be short of the sticks anyway. Just tough one for Hills. Now they got to do it on the defensive side of the ball.
Check that. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So Westhampton up by 5. A field goal would still make it a one-score game, but either way, an opportunity for Westhampton to pad their lead. But with the running game that they've gotten to, a good opportunity to wipe down 4 or 5 minutes on the game clock.
Of course, yeah. I mean, again, like we said, this game has unfolded into the Westhampton game plan. They've been able to run the ball on the outsides. Gambino's been able to hit short throws and get himself established in a little bit of a rhythm. So they've been very balanced. They've been able to do a little bit of everything.
Gambino on 1st down. Pop fast here, Schaefer. Brody Schaefer. He's got a 1st down and knocked down at the 40, and a flag comes in after the play.
Yeah, they're going to get him for a horse collar tackle. I think he had his hand inside the back of his shoulder pad.
There's a flag down on the far side of the
We'll take another look, but Westhampton continues to not only establish a run, they're saying, hey, this is us, and try and stop us.
Yep.
penalty against Hills West.
So tack on the extra yardage for Hills West. Excuse me, for Westhampton as they move into Hills West territory.
Big run and a big penalty, and that changes the whole field positioning.
The Hurricanes at the Hills West 45-yard line.
And here we see it again. Got him with the horse
collar.
collar.
Yeah, it looks like he caught him right before he went out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the 45. Gambino fires into the flat. It's Smith. And Smith pushed out of bounds by Filardi after the gain of 4.
Good play call by Westhampton, and way to rally to the football for Filardi. If Smith was able to juke on that first tackler, but Filardi rallied.
I feel like that's the first pass of the second half that Gambino wasn't rolling out.
Yeah. He threw that one right from the pocket, got it out of his hands quick.
Trips receivers up top. They go to Smith again. Positive yardage towards the first down marker and shoved out of bounds. And it looks like he'll be short by a yard. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Another good play. It just worked last time, so they go to it again.
And they push him back an extra yard. So 3rd and 2.
Now, if you're Hills here, you might be sending a little bit of blitz. Looks like they sent 3 guys.
Mikulowski
yeah, there you go.
Dives forward.
There you go. He's going to be just short.
Well, decision time here for Westhampton. Do you go for it, considering the efficiency that they've gotten out of the running game? It looks like they are.
Oh, yeah. 4th and short. I mean, to extend the drive here, kill more time, possibly put, anywhere between 3 and 7 points on the board, it only makes sense to go for it here.
Yeah, it looks like we'll get a timeout by Westhampton. And we will take a timeout as well. 8:16 to go in the 4th. Westhampton leads Hills West on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Teed off by shoulder pain? We've got specialists for that. Realizing you've pulled out more than weeds? We've got specialists for that. Doing the twist, making you shout? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
8:16 to go in the fourth quarter. The Suffolk 3 semifinals presented by Orland & Cohen on the Varsity Media Sports Network alongside Jimmy Curcio. I'm John Perez, and Jimmy, big-time decision upcoming, and this is where both the head coaches earn their paychecks as Brian Schaffler will send out his team on 4th and short. And we saw QB sneak earlier into the end zone as Gambino goes up to the line, and a hard count does not get Hills West to draw offside. The Colts were ready for it.
I expect to see it go to the outside. Yep.
Well, they pitch it. Michalowski, a flag is down. Michalowski has the first down, but you'd have to imagine this will push him back.
Oh man, that was a great design by Westhampton. They come with a fake QB sneak. They get everybody inside, bunched up tight, and then they check out of it and they go to a toss. But looks like it's going to be a block in the back.
So that pushes back Westhampton, and the punting unit comes out for the Hurricanes. It's the second time we've seen Westhampton call a timeout and then commit a penalty right afterwards.
Yeah, big play there by Hills. You know, they got good penetration. I don't know who it was that got blocked in the back, but they did a good job reading the play that it was a toss coming.
Here's Schaefer. Shorter punt.
Yeah, that was strategic by him, though.
And down at the 20, which I mean is good enough for a touchback anyway.
Yeah, he kicked it short on purpose. He knew if he kicked it over his head, it was going to go into the end zone, tried to play it short.
Brody Schaefer making his case to be the player of the game. And I'd have to imagine that some of his field goals or even just the touchdown will be on this week's Varsity Media's top 10 plays of the week.
It's funny, the first half in this game, we were in a Pac-12 type game, high scoring, and now we've gone to that Big Ten game, all defensive second half.
And there you see the nominees, too, for the special awards. Ryan Bonacore, Joe Filardi, Jesse Brooks, and the rest of the offense coming out now for Hills West. Let's take another look at that graphic after this play, but up the middle, it's Jalen Jocks. Pickup of a pair. Let's see. Special awards winners for Hills West, a team that finished in second place in Suffolk 3. Ryan Bonacore, unfortunately not playing. His season is done with a broken collarbone, but you see for the Boomer Award, Joe Filardi, only a sophomore. Jesse Brooks, of course, only a sophomore as well. And then Ben Stumer. We have not seen the mighty boot of Stumer today. As Filardi flushed out of the pocket, keeps it himself, charges ahead, and is brought down by Luke Kilroy. After the big pickup, it'll be 3rd and short.
All those team awards look very fitting for those guys.
And here are the award nominees. First team All-County and All-Division, Filardi, Jocks, Brooks, Bonacore, and then All-Division, first team division, Nazaruk, Heyman, Reyes, Vacancelos, with Asmani, Rayo, and Pipia.
Congratulations to those guys.
Looking to extend their season. Filardi, after the fake, he's got a first down.
Big run there. And that's what you've seen this whole game. Whenever Hills has needed that big first down, Filardi's been able to get it with his legs.
Three receivers on the near side. Filardi fires a pass right away, and that's Brooks. Makes the reception.
Good grab by Brooks, who's obviously a big target at 6'3", so maybe Filardi looks to him on this drive and knows he's a big guy and can just put the ball anywhere near, and he's going to bring it in.
7-yard pickup for Brooks, who has been Mr. Automatic in this receiving core for the Colts.
And obviously the big thing with Hills is they're not in a rush. They don't have to worry about the clock. They got to worry about finishing the drive and putting it in the end zone.
Touchdown would give them the lead. And a flag and a false start on the line for the Colts. Pushes them back 5.
That's tough.
Well, every penalty now, that much more crucial.
Oh, yeah.
And much of a detriment to these teams.
Yeah, fourth quarter in a one-score game, and semifinals of the playoffs. Everything counts. Everything matters.
Here's Filardi.
He's got time.
On 2nd and 8. Airs it out towards Brooks. He's got the catch. Jesse Brooks with a big pickup from Filardi.
What an adjustment by Brooks. And we just talked about it 2 plays ago. We mentioned that Brooks is a big target, and he might look to hook up with him on this drive because he has confidence in him going up and getting the ball. And Brooks runs a good route. It looks like the ball is actually a little bit underthrown by Filardi, and Brooks comes back to it and jumps over the defender and makes the play.
Brody Schaefer on the coverage as Brooks hauls it in. At 1st and 10 from the 35. Filardi sings it again. Rayo with the catch and driven out of bounds.
And you see it with Filardi, and we've said it all game, is he can make every throw, especially if he has time, he gets his feet set, he can put it in there. And you know, you had the 2 earlier in the game, maybe just a little bit overthrown or a misthrow, and on that one, just gives his wide receiver an opportunity, and they make a huge play.
3rd catch of the game for Rayo is a pickup of 6. Filardi with his mojo, 2nd and 4. Pumps, spins it towards the end zone. Ooh. Incomplete.
That was a great throw.
Anthony Rayo, the intended receiver.
That was a great throw by Filardi. He put it in the place it needed to be. It looked like Rayo had a chance at it. He went at it with one hand. I think he also saw Amadeo coming in to lay the boom.
Yeah, Amadeo and Kevin Smith had the coverage.
Boomadeo.
Yeah.
He's been doing it all game, and the wide receivers are paying attention to it for sure.
Well, a late flag came in that pushes back Hills West.
5:09 remaining in the game.
So 2nd and 14. And here's Filardi once again. Vasconcelos and Rayo near side. Diamond and Brooks up top with Jocks in the backfield. Filardi spins it, intercepted! It's Brody Schaefer. Schaefer at the 40 with his eyes on the house. Brody Schaefer with a pick 6.
House party for Schaefer. Everybody's getting in to celebrate. What a great play by Schaefer.
What a performance for Brody Schaefer on the road.
He's done it all, man. He's done it all today, and this late in the game, it's not surprising to see him make another big play.
Look up clutch in the dictionary. There's a picture of Brody Schaefer.
Yeah, he's doing it all, man. He's like Superman out there. Schaefer's just able to undercut the route. He sees Filardi scrambling, and he's been doing it all day. He'll scramble, but then he looks to make a throw late, and Schaefer anticipates it and cuts underneath it. Filardi also had that pressure in his face. There was penetration right up the middle, and that's where it's been all day for him, right in between the guards and next to the center, pushing him back and forcing him to scramble. And it was just a great play by Schaefer.
And of course, who's kicking the PAT? Mr. Schaefer.
Mr. Schaefer. It's an important kick.
And Westhampton goes up 12 after the pick 6 by Brody Schaefer. With under 5 minutes to go, Hills West looking to mount a comeback when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Back here at Hills West, it's Westhampton with a 26-14 lead. The number 3 seed looking to get back to the Suffolk 3 final to take on Sayville at Stony Brook. And big couple of weeks for the Varsity Media Sports Network. Next week, the Catholic League Championships presented by Catholic Health. A whole slate of games. Dylan Butler, Pat Godfrey, myself, and you. All 3 games on youtube.com/varsitymedia. And, of course, who will be taking place in that game? Holy Trinity had a 28-0 lead. Looks like they're going to punch their ticket to the final. And St. Anthony's and Chaminade tonight from Cy Donnelly Field. Once again, Mr. Dillon, Pat Gottfried, and myself will give you the call at 7 p.m.
Make sure you say what's up to Dylan for me. That's my guy right there.
I will. Well, he's watching probably when that game is over. I know he'll watch the replay on the drive out. And Brody Schaefer to kick it away, making his case to be player of the game. And hard to believe why he wouldn't be.
Yeah, he's impacted just about everything, both sides of the ball, special teams. But with all that being said, it's still a 12-point game with 5 minutes left. They have 2 timeouts. Obviously, we know Hills West can score quick, so this game is far from over.
Puts it into the end zone, and now, okay, I'll have you put your coach's hat on. 4:55 to go. You've got 2 timeouts. You've got one of the best quarterbacks on the island. What are you looking for out of this drive?
I think the biggest thing here is you need to worry about getting first downs and scoring on this drive, and then you go and figure out however much time you have left, whether you have to do an onside kick, whether you can kick in and play defense. But you're really trying to get in here, I'd say, before 2 minutes, within the next 3 minutes, and not utilize those timeouts unless you have to. But we'll see what they have dialed up. They did a good job driving the ball down last time. It was just one great play and one late throw by Filardi.
We're looking at screens and curls to the sideline.
Yeah, I like that. I like some quick screens just to get the ball moving, get the chains going. You don't have to hit the big play on the first time.
Well, here's Filardi. Dumps it. He's got a man. That's Rayo with some space and pushed out of bounds. But Anthony Rayo, what a response.
Oh, yeah.
As the Colts move into Hurricanes territory.
Filardi's out here making me eat my words because I'm saying you don't have to make the big play on the first play, and he's able to find Rayo just running like a flag route to that pylon and dumps it in over his head.
Sophomore to sophomore, Filardi back to the line.
And Filardi was on the move there again and just makes a great throw.
Filardi working quickly, gets pressured. Zips a pass to the sideline. It's hauled in. As Rayo once again makes the catch and is pushed out of bounds.
So the biggest thing I'm seeing is Westhampton is getting that pressure right up the middle into his face. They have to alter their protection and force these guys on the outside. Leave the middle free and clear so that Filardi can step up and get it to the wide receivers.
2nd and 5, 4:35 and rolling. Rayo isolated up top, dumped to the far side, and pass incomplete, broken up by Kilroy.
Got to be smart here. That last play, same thing. Westhampton just dropped everybody back in coverage, only had three guys bringing pressure. So those are the kind of situations that Filardi is going to end up running in. If everybody's covered, he's going to use his legs, get left, get right out of the pocket, and then just try and throw one in one of those open zones.
3rd down and 5. 4-down territory for Hills West. They need to find the end zone. Would love to move the chains, though. Filardi rolling near side. He's got a man. Diamond makes the catch.
It's going to be close, too, right?
I think he only picked up a yard. We'll wait for the official spot, but should be 4th and 3.
It'll be 4th down and 3 for Hills West.
Yeah, still plenty of time. Plenty of time. Clock's not the problem. Just got to continue to move the chains. And what a big game to be, such a young quarterback playing in this kind of game. I'm sure he's feeling it a little bit too.
Well, they're not looking at him as a sophomore anymore. Hard count, flag, and a false start. And a tough break for the Colts.
And I'm not sure if it was Rayo that went off there, but as a wide receiver in high school, you shouldn't be going off sides. You get set, your head should be looking down at the ball, and when the ball moves, you go. The snap count shouldn't matter that much. And you learn that, you know, from being a young guy, and sometimes in these situations, you just get tired and you make little mistakes. Now the play call gets that much tougher.
4th and 8 for Lardy. Throws it. It's caught. Jogs to the end zone.
I think he's in.
And it looks like he's pushed just shy.
I don't know.
Probably a foot shy, but either way.
Thank God I'm not coaching, because I've argued with these refs the whole game already. He looked like he was in.
Let's take another look.
And it looked like the same broken, maybe little wheel route that Jocks hit earlier in the game.
Pushed out of bounds by Aiden McDermott. Filardi rolling, throws it to the end zone, incomplete.
Good play by Filardi. There was nothing open on that side. Get rid of it. Don't waste the clock. Live to live another play. You're right there on the verge of scoring and making it a one-score game.
Have to imagine that the sun could be a factor too for Hills West. With 3:14 remaining. 2nd and goal from a yard out.
I would like to see them do what we saw Westhampton do earlier. Come out in a shotgun look, let Velarde get under center, give the center a tap, and then sneak it into the end zone.
So they reset the game clock to 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Hills West with their season on the line, down 2 scores. Looking to get into the end zone. Filardi lines up in the shotgun. Takes it himself to the end zone. He dives forward. He's got it. Joe Filardi from a yard out, and the Colts aren't done yet.
Wow, Filardi, great run there, and they had a hand on him before he broke the goal line, and he's still able to just slip his way in. He's just such a tough guy, and I know we've been saying his name all day, but he's done it all, and good blocking up front, and they're able to get a push. It's an excellent job by Hills. They scored when they needed to, and now they're going to have another chance in this game.
Ben Stumer kicked the extra point. And he rifles it through. And just like that, Hills West down 5 with 3:05 to go in the 4th. A chance for the Suffolk County Final when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school football fans, Varsity Media is bringing exciting, exclusive content to you for the 2022 season. Introducing the Varsity Media Pass, available on iOS and Android. Accessible all season long, the Varsity Media Pass features game highlights, weekly podcasts,
a clash of styles, out in Suffolk. We love those differing styles, right?
top 10 plays of the week, player interviews, and so much more. Head to varsitymediapass.com to download the app and start enjoying content only Varsity Media can bring.
Three minutes and 5 seconds separate these two teams from matching up with Sayville at Stony Brook in the Suffolk County Final this week. Alongside Jimmy Curcio, I'm John Perez. You'd have to imagine an onside kick upcoming. Both teams with 2 timeouts, only 3:05 to go. You have to imagine maybe if there were 3 timeouts and a little more time, you just boot it away for Stumer, but Westhampton expecting the onside kick. They've got their hands team at the front line. Amadeo Michalowski, as well as Brown and Hill.
I like this call by the coach to go for an onside kick here because it's only going to take 1 or 2 first downs, and that's going to be the game.
And a short kick. Kevin Smith comes over to field it.
All right.
And goes down just shy of the 30-yard line and just in front of the 25.
So he showed one approach that they were going to come do an onside. Instead does a little pooch kick, and just to see if they can field it and make a play on it or get it back. Westhampton does their part, so we'll see what happens. I mean, the positive from that, from Hills, is that they get a stop here. They're going to have favorable field position because obviously we know Schaefer has a big leg. So I'm sure that played a big part too, because if they do go for the onside kick, Schaefer can possibly pin them inside the 10.
Well, and if you are going down that way too, a field goal makes it a 9-point game as well. Or check that, makes it an 8-point game. I apologize.
Yeah. Yep.
So either way, then you don't really need the field goal if you're Westhampton. You just need first downs and continue to run the ball well. And
correct. The field goal won't change too much for Hills. They'll have to get the 2-point, but they'll still need to score. Touchdown.
Kevin Smith, the man in motion. Michalowski takes the handoff from Gambino and plows forward.
Good handle by Gambino because that snap came back quick.
Hills West not calling a timeout. They've only got 2 remaining. And Westhampton in no hurry.
Now, obviously, we know what Westhampton has been doing all day. Do they stay in their bread and butter and get those sweeps to the outside with Michalowski and Schaefer?
Well, and it looks like a false start. Stops the clock, pushes back Westhampton.
They'll push him back. He's second down and 15.
Obviously huge there because of the clock stopping. And Hills is able to save the timeout. If you're Westhampton here still, though, you're not passing the ball. You still got to go to the run. We've seen these running backs hit those 3rd and long, 2nd and long runs. So just go what you've been doing all day. Don't change it up.
Michalowski in the backfield. On 2nd down, Michalowski's denied.
Great defensive play.
And a timeout taken by Hills West. Stops the clock with 2:15 to go.
You know, all day we've seen Westhampton get to the outside on those run plays, and right there it looks like they try and run it inside.
So with that said, it's only a 5-point game, and you know, looking at this defense for Hills West, they've responded in the second half. It looked as if both teams really struggled defensively in the first half. Both of them have stepped up large, obviously, for Westhampton, the pick 6 from Brody Schaefer. But Hills West not out of the woods, but you get a stop here on 3rd down. You'd have to imagine a big punt upcoming, but an opportunity to get back into the end zone for the Colts.
Oh, yeah, and if you're the Colts, this is exactly what you need. You're one play away from giving yourself an opportunity right now to go out and win this game and send yourself to the county championship. So all they have to do is come out here and execute, and everybody's got to do their job. You know, that's a big Belichick thing. Just do your job, do your job. So nobody come out here and try and be the star. Everybody just do what you're supposed to do, and you'll get the ball back with a chance to win it. And obviously, Coach Filardi's been in these situations before. He's a guy that brings experience from the Big Ten and where he played in college at Penn State. So this is not new to him. He knows what these guys need to do. I'm sure he relayed that message.
Third and 18. Schaefer, the man in motion. The give to Michalowski, still on his feet, has a seam. Ball comes loose. It's out and will roll out of bounds. And we'll see the spot, but they give Westhampton the first down.
Yeah, that's
Not sure that you can fumble it out of bounds and let it go out.
That's tough. So obviously on every level, it's different. But in the NFL, if you fumble the ball forward, it goes back to where you fumbled the ball.
And with that for Westhampton, a first down could do it. Michalowski charging ahead. Gets stopped. And a timeout taken by Hills West.
Yeah, that's tough.
What a fortunate break for Westhampton. And with that, we'll step aside as well. 1:58 to go in the fourth. Westhampton looking to get to the title match against Sayville on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Westhampton getting a first down on a bit of a controversial call. Nolan Michalowski coughed up the football. The ball rolled out of bounds. Now it was a matter of if he had the first down or not. The officials say that he did. So that's a new fresh set of downs for Westhampton, and with 1:58 to go, a couple of runs and getting the first down would salt the game away for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, you'd think that given a mistake here, Westhampton can run this out, but who knows? You just had a fumble before. You may get a fumble again.
And Michalowski driven down. A gain of 2, 3rd and 10 upcoming.
And Hills isn't going to be able to stop the clock anymore with no timeouts, so if they do get it back, it's going to be with very short amount of time. It's so tough to be in this kind of, and I know everybody watching probably doesn't agree with it, and even us up here, it gets tough, but it's so tough to be in this kind of game with such great players and great plays, and then to have something like that happen to determine the game.
100%.
You know, because you do feel like, oh, it's the referees or this and that, but it's not. At the end of the day, the rules are the rules, and, you know, things happen.
Westhampton takes a timeout. Pretty interesting that they take the timeout and don't want to keep the time going, but, you know, for Brian Schaumloffel, you'd have to imagine that he probably just wants to make his point known and get everybody on the same page.
Yes. So really it comes down to 2 seconds. You have a minute 12. Well, you have a minute 12 on there. He's going to go and run the ball. They're not going to be able to stop the clock. So it depends on if he runs an outside play, if he runs it up the middle, how long is the run, and how much time does it burn. But it's just tough to, you know, going back to the last play to see it end like that.
Well, and you're looking at Hills West getting the ball back. If everything goes to script, which obviously in the postseason anything is up for grabs, Hills West would get the ball back with 30 seconds, give or take, and probably 50-plus yards to go.
Yeah, and if you got the ball back, if you're a coach and you got the ball back with 30 seconds on there, is there a different quarterback and group of wide receivers? You'd really want to have that chance, so they'll take it. If they can get it, that opportunity, they'll take it, but the defense has to come out and execute. This has been such a great game, and obviously two great programs, and both programs have had their, a few NFL players and big-time college players, so it's good to see them battle it out again today.
3rd and 10, Gambino. The hard count, looks to the side.
If you're a running back, 2 hands on the football here.
Michalowski driven back, big-time stop, and the special teams coming out for Westhampton. Connor McLeese with the takedown.
Yeah, awesome tackle by McLeese. The other thing is it was a quick play, so you're giving yourself more time. He's shot right into that backfield and cut out the running back's legs. I wouldn't be surprised to see them use one more timeout just to make sure that they get set before the punt and that the coverage is correct.
Well, and it looks like they're going to do that as well. And Schaumlofel is calling his team over, just waiting for the officials. Now we've got a timeout.
And we haven't talked too much about Coach Schaumlofel, but he's been great today as far as X's and O's and deciding what to call when.
Well, and has really known his personnel as well, and he's put a lot of faith in his running backs, and they've stepped up to the challenge, and specifically Michalowski and, of course, Schaefer, who is, not just the backup running back, but has been doing it all defensively, on special teams. And should the score hold, a big reason why Westhampton is going back to the county final.
Yeah, they've made the plays when they had to, and, both teams have had their big interceptions. The difference is Hills gets an interception earlier in the game, and they're not able to capitalize on that and score points, and Schaefer takes his interception to the house. So two very, although two of the same stats, two very different end results with them. Now, I know we haven't said Jalen Jocks' name too often, although he has had some big plays in this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jocks give this thing a run without a fair catch.
Schaefer to punt it away. 26 seconds to go, 4th and 14, and Schaefer with a mighty kick.
You want to play?
And the ball will be downed at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if he got told it in the huddle, but you don't want to let that ball hit the ground. You want to fair catch that, call it in the air. Don't let any extra time come off.
78 yards away from glory for Hills West, but only 16 seconds to go. Does Joe Filardi, one of the sensational sophomores on Long Island, have one more miracle in him?
You got to think Westhampton's going to drop everybody back, so maybe you get, maybe you're able to get one play, pick up maybe 10 or 15 yards if you're able to hit an out route, and then you're going to have to try and throw one downfield. Obviously, if you get tackled inbounds here, the game is over. So we'll see what they come out with. In this situation, I like taking what they give you, throw an out route, quick route, pick up 10, 15 yards, and get the ball out of bounds. Try and operate your last play from at least half field.
3 receivers on the near side. Filardi with an empty backfield. Flushed out of the pocket. Pass is tipped incomplete, and that stops the clock with 11.6 seconds.
Good defensive play. Way to have your hands up if you can't get to the quarterback. But it looked like that was all open on the left for at least a 10 or 15-yard pickup.
So 2nd and 10. And Filardi, you see scrambling in the backfield. So important for the line not to commit a penalty. And you can make the case for Westhampton, too.
Yep. And I think they're lucky they didn't catch the ball there because he was right in the middle of the field.
No timeouts on either side. 2 receivers on the near side, Vasconcelos and Rayo. Jocks in the backfield. Now he goes to the slot as the Colts line up empty. Filardi, quick pass. And it's incomplete. Mitch Diamond couldn't haul it in. 8.8 seconds to go.
See, I know this is the wide side of the field down here at the bottom of your screen, but Filardi has the arm to get the ball out here, and you can get the ball to somebody with 2 blockers in front. They're going trips left, and nobody's 10 or 15 yards near them. So you can take positive yardage and get out of bounds. That's maybe 1 or 2 plays they could have run like that, and then they'd be able to operate in Westhampton territory.
3rd down and 10, 8.8 seconds to go. Colts looking for the comeback.
You might see hook and ladder here or some sort of trick play.
Jocks goes to the slot. Filardi to Vasconcelos on the screen. Looking back, laterals galore. Gio Reyes throwing it back to Filardi, still behind the line of scrimmage, across the field. It's caught. And now here's Rayo. Ball still live. Jesse Brooks knocked out of bounds, and Westhampton wins it.
What a great game.
The Hurricanes are moving on and going back to the county final. A 26-21 win on the road.
They'll be heading to the Suffolk County Championship.
What a great game. I mean, Westhampton came out and just executed the whole day, and Hills West fell behind late and needed to make a few big plays. And like we talked about before, you can't, you can't blame it on the referees. Things happen. It's football, and that ball was out on the turf for a second. They just went out of bounds, and Hills didn't come up on it.
So Westhampton, let's look at the bracket. You could Sharpie them in, matching up with Sayville again. An opportunity for redemption, and you'd have to imagine revenge on their mind from the October 21st game where the Lightning beat the Hurricanes 35-6. More importantly, for those seniors to redeem themselves from the loss in the county final last year to Sayville.
And obviously we know how good Sayville is, but I think Westhampton matches up pretty well with them. They have some good playmakers, and their offensive and defensive line was phenomenal today.
So that will do it from Hills West as Westhampton is moving on to the finals. They win it 26-21. For our entire crew here at Hills West, our executive producer is Ben Turchin. Ron Pierre on camera, and let's get the credits. Let's see the crew. There we are. Ben Turchin, our technical director, is AJ Nieves. Ron Pierre and Hamesh Badu on the cameras for color analyst James Curcio. This is John Perez saying so long from Hills West High School. This has been a Varsity Media production. Be sure to watch this game on varsitymedia.net.